Okay, I think we're good. I hope my mic doesn't sound too screwed up. Don't think it should. Okay. Now we wait for people to roll in. Okay, and there's not too much of a delay. Look at that. Okay. Okay, everything's working. Oh, it's not what I meant to do. Son of a bitch. Okay. Okay. There we go. Nope. That one. That one. Maybe I don't like streaming from this angle. Okay, we're gonna try it for today. Let's see. Okay, that one's pulled up. Let's pull global news up. Is this gonna affect me? Oh shit, I just realized that this bill could affect me. Oh, look at that. Federal government is cutting short debate by MPs on its online stream bill, a move Tory MPs have condemned as draconian and disturbing. Great. Bill C-11. Let's actually open Bill C-11. Is that the actual bill? Nope, that's not helpful. Fuck you. Like an actual... Oh, did I read this already? Is it the same bill that I thought that was proposed before? Was this an optional one? Oh, there's a... Okay. The amendments that the PCC proposed to CPPA change the Substance Act. No. Is Bill C-11 a valid exercise of government power? Yes. Okay. Maybe we'll go through that after, but can I find is this the actual, is it the same bill? Maybe they just haven't, maybe it's the same one I read before. I thought maybe they updated it. Fuck me. I should do more research before stream next time. Okay. Okay, we got that up. Things I should have pulled up before starting stream, but that's okay. Let's see. Does anyone post the actual bill for this that I can read? I don't want an article, I want the actual Ohio bill, which we're never going to be able to find. Why is it that every article that writes, oh hey, how's it going? Sorry, this is all stuff I should have done before stream, and I'm lazy. I pulled up all the articles, but I forgot to pull up the actual bills. It'd be really good. Excited for stream. Welcome. I thought you were still streaming. I might have missed the end of that while I was working on my stats homework. Dang, you came prepared with articles. Yeah, I try to pull stuff up before stream if I know what I'm going to be talking about on the times that I actually know what I'm going to be talking about, because most of the time I don't. I come in blind. I like go on Twitter for like 10 minutes before stream, and then I'm like, okay, this looks interesting. Let me look this up really quick and then see if I can talk about it on stream. That's like the extent of my research usually. I've tried to be more prepared recently, just so it doesn't get really boring at the beginning of the stream with me trying to find everything. Okay. Add inside the substitute House Bill 151 on the same day as... Okay. Let's see if that's an actual link. There it is. Fantastic. I hate when articles don't put like the actual bill that they're referencing. Like, if you're going to talk about something, link it in the actual article so people can read it. But no, that, you know, no one ever actually wants to read the original bill. But maybe it's just me. That's what we're here for. I actually have water today. Look at me. Filled up. That's not disgusting. I was drinking water when I was on your stream the other day, and there was like lemons in it that were in there for like 2 days straight, so the water had gotten so bitter because the lemons had just been soaking in it for like probably 2 days, and then I drank it when I was on your stream, and you could just see my face like scrunch, and it looked like I was like cringing at what you were saying, and I wasn't, and I feel really bad because I'm like, people are gonna think I'm a bitch because I looked like I was like cringing at what you were saying, but I was like just drinking my water, and it was so bad. I was like, oh god. I didn't want to say anything. Yeah, it wasn't anything you or Brady said. It was just my water was so bad. I had been drinking it for like 6 hours too, and I was like, why am I still drinking this? I was just too lazy to go downstairs and get fresh water. Okay. I think we'll go to this story later. I have like a personal story with this one, because, of course, obviously I'm Sikh. Kind of. I guess my family is, I don't know. I think we'll cover that later. I think I want to go over the Bill C-11 first, out of anything. What I know of Bill C-11 is that it's supposed to be like a Canadian content promoting type bill. So like Canadian content in Canada is supposed to get promoted more than other type of content and like suppress external content, which already sounds not great to me. I don't want government influencing what media gets shown and not shown to me. Like, I understand wanting to like push up Canadian creators, but I don't know if like legislatively if this is a good thing, because now like if there's a lot of good creators outside of your circle, we also should be like getting like a good like well-rounded like universal like news influence rather than just like something that's very like nationalistic. But so that's my initial thoughts on it, but we'll read through the bill, and I want to go through the articles because apparently they're speeding up the process to pass it, but I don't know, everything on Twitter is so hyper-inflammatory, I'll never know what's going on. Alright, let's see. Federal government is cutting short debate by MPs on its online streaming bill, a move Tory MPs have condemned as draconian and disturbing. Twitter's just true. Also, what the heck? Yeah. They say curbing scrutiny of the bill line by line in committee is attempted by the government to rush through the House of Commons and will lead to creation of flawed and incoherent law. This is the part that seems super shady to me, is the fact that they're like trying to pass this without the normal process, which is usually like you would go through in like our House of Commons, which is I think like similar to your Senate, I believe, or it's whatever your like legislative body is, like your house. I don't know what that's called in the States. I can't even remember right now. I'm a little bit tired. But usually, yeah, you'd go through, like, in the House, like, they would go through, like, line by line. They would scrutinize. There would be, like the opposing party would be able to, like, scrutinize anything that's getting passed. But it looks like, currently, the Liberals are trying to negate that process. House or Senate, yeah. Let's see. Bill C-11, as it's known in Parliament, updates Canada's broadcasting laws and would regulate streaming services such as Netflix, as well as YouTube, Spotify, and TikTok. I wonder if this would apply to Twitch, too. Like, are people in Canada just going to see, like, me and the 5 other Canadians that stream on Twitch? That was a joke. I just meant, like, our Canadian population is small next to America. The Liberals have given MPs until midnight to table amendments to the bill, and until Tuesday evening to scrutinize it clause by clause in committee. So that's a really, really short timeline. When is this from? June 13th. So yeah, I don't know how long the typical period is, but I think it's usually like closer to a month. All you get is XQC and Rex. Is XQC Canadian? Oh, I feel like I heard this actually recently and I just totally forgot. Not a bad promo event, yeah. Uh, can you imagine just me and XQC? That'd be crazy. I always forget he's Canadian, though. I feel like that's such a... Oh, he's from Quebec, though. God damn it, I want to hate him so bad, then. The rest of Canada hates everyone from Quebec. It's just a thing. Um, let's see, Tory... by the way, for anyone who isn't Canadian, a Tory is a conservative. Like, our conservative party is called the Tories. I don't think that's like a... I don't think you guys use that term in America. But yeah, I think it's a really cute... I don't like the Conservative Party, but I just think it's a really cute name that we call them the Tories. Anyway, random side comment. Tory Heritage critic Nader said the government motion to limit scrutiny in the community, which is being discussed Monday in the Commons, is a guillotine motion on steroids. Green MP Mike Morris questioned why such seemingly extreme measures are needed when we are not expecting an election this summer, which is true considering I don't think this is a vote in non-confidence, which means it wouldn't put Trudeau in a position to be ousted from Parliament. And second of all, they also just had a election, because Trudeau called an early election after 2 years of his second term. He called the election early because he won again. And then, I think they were panicking that they knew if they waited the full 4 years, Trudeau would, not be able to get in again. So we had, an early election, last year, where Trudeau unfortunately won again. But yeah, so it's weird that they're speeding up processes now because they have no need to get things done at this moment because they're not under any worry that the next election they're going to lose because the election is now 4 years off from last year. So that also makes it a little bit odd. Let's see. Liberal MP Anthony Housefall, what an interesting name, Housefall, told MPs in debate on Friday that the government has been reluctantly forced to table the motion because of Tory delaying tactics to try to stop the bill becoming law. That's the whole point. They're the opposition in the House. They're supposed to try to stop and scrutinize the things you're putting through. I feel like that's such a disingenuous argument to say oh, they're trying to stop. It's yeah, that's the point. They're the opposition in the House. That's their role in the House, is to try to stop things or at least scrutinize things and slow them down. Because you're trying, that's your opposition is meant to kind of mediate things for your population. Because obviously, if you have anyway, most of you know how it goes. You have a population 50% vote one way, 50% vote the other. So then you have the parties in the House. The opposition is meant to so that if the party that's ruling tries to put stuff through that the opposition wouldn't then the opposition is supposed to fight back against that so that people in the whole country are end up being happy a little bit more. So let's say even if they were to pass the bill, if the Conservative Party was okay, we can pass this, but we need this, this, and this taken out, or they can do that. That's the point of your opposition, is they're trying to slow down or scrutinize different parts of the bill to get it changed before it gets passed. I'm pretty sure it's a similar process in the States, I assume. Actually, you guys no, because you guys aren't parliamentary, so I don't know if it's different because you guys have your legislative and then your executive, I think, that go back and forth with that, because our legislative and executive work together. So our system for trying to stop things being passed is a little bit different than yours. Yeah. He said repeated Tory filibustering to slow the committee's scrutiny of the bill has broken the committee. I'd be interested to see what they mean by that. Also, I think a lot of people are against this bill in general, not even just conservatives. I'm pretty certain a lot of liberals are also against this bill, so it kind of feels weird that they're pushing so hard for this one bill. I think a lot of it came I'll be honest, I think bills like this are probably coming out of stuff like January 6th, where they didn't want alternative media, but I have no idea. Let's see, both Heritage Minister Pablo Rodriguez and Ian Scott, Chairman of Broadcasting Regulator, the Canadian Radio, Television and Telecommunications Commission, were unable to speak during their allotted slots as committee witnesses. Interesting. Okay. They and other witnesses, due to being questioned by the committee, had to wait and then leave while Tory MP Rachel Thomas talked at length on procedural issues. The minister and Scott returned at later dates while other witnesses were unable to give evidence. That's a little weird. I would assume that you would want judicial can only throw stuff out if it's unconstitutional. Legislative throws bills for correction and votes between the House and Senate, and of course the executive presidential power. Yeah, but from the presidential system, isn't it like your executive can like push for something, but the like job of your legislative is to like mediate that back, or if the legislative wants to push something through, then the executive can stop it. Like those powers don't work together. Like in our system, in the parliamentary system, your executive and legislative branches work together. They wouldn't ever stop each other from passing something. They would just work together on like whatever's being pushed through. Whereas in the States, like your legislative and executive are at either end, and they usually try to push against each other quite a bit. That's like one of the big differences between our systems. And I used to like our system better. I used to be like very much in favor of the parliamentary system because I was like, oh, it's a great way to get things done. Like you usually have less wait times on getting bills passed. So when it came to like, one of the big ones was like when the pandemic hit, when we wanted, what's it called? Like the stimulus checks pushed out. We got that done really, really quickly in Canada. That was like after 2 months of the pandemic, they already like got the stimulus bill passed. It was something that could go through really quickly because our branches worked together. Whereas like in the States, I think it took a year before like stimulus was starting to be pushed out because like it took so long for them to pass that through the executive branch. However, there is times where I don't like it. So like bills like this, like where a lot of your population is against something, but the government is all working together to push it through, then it's easy for them to push things that the general like country wouldn't want, especially if it's like if you're not close to an election. So you know that it's not going to harm your chances of winning the next election. They're very like it's very easy for them to push things through. So like we had a, God, I was so glad when Stephen Harper got out because one of the big ones that Stephen Harper wanted to push through, which probably would have gone through if he had stayed in power, but right before he got voted out, Stephen Harper was trying to put through a bill that would basically turn like my parents and me into second-class citizens because it was basically an immigration bill, whereas like if you're an immigrant yourself or you're the child of an immigrant, even if you're born in Canada, you would be considered a second-class citizen because if you committed a crime, you could be deported to to your home country, even if you weren't born there. So like my parents were born in India, so I'm like but I was born here. But it meant like if that bill had passed, like I could have basically, if I had ever committed a crime that was so bad, they could send me back to India, even though I've never been in India. I've been to India once in my life, but like I could be deported back. So Stephen Harper was trying to put that through, but then he got it voted out right before like he could ever get that passed, which thank God. And that was one of the reasons that Trudeau won his first election is because Stephen Harper was putting that bill through, and Stephen Harper, I can't remember how to say his name. He was trying to get that one and another bill passed through, and I think both of them got dropped after the election, and Trudeau only pushed a different one through that people still weren't on board with, but it wasn't as bad as the immigration one. Anyway, yeah, sorry, quick synopsis, side point. But yeah, like, so bills like that, like, can get pushed through, like, that's, like, the issue with the parliamentary system, is, like, you can get a lot of things done really fast, but a lot of things also then, like, get pushed through that, like, most people would be against. So, like, this Immigration Act, I think a lot of people, like, once they heard what it was about, they're like, yikes, for obvious reasons. Which, again, it's, like, it seems weird to be able to, like, deport people who have never lived in another country, but I don't know, Stephen Harper was super racist, so I don't know how he ever won an election. Where were we? All right, Thomas argued that more witnesses were needed before the committee... Wait, what? Yeah, you can ask questions about that. It was I don't even know if Americans know who Stephen Harper was. He was like wouldn't like pushing for your own particular... like streamers and stuff affect revenue for ads. I haven't even thought about that. I don't know how it would affect revenue for ads. I don't know if it would, because it's still based on revenue. I wonder if they would have to have like certain things, like the platform has to change in Canada to like promote more Canadian streamers. Like, I don't know how you would do it with Twitch, but though it doesn't call out Twitch particularly, but like TikTok, what was it at the beginning? It said Netflix, YouTube, Spotify, and TikTok. So like, is the Canadian version of like these platforms like supposed to like specifically push up like Canadian artists? I don't know if this also like applies to like I don't know what else like if it applies to streaming, I wonder what else it applies to if it's just streaming services. I'm having a mind guess. I'm thinking about the availability as to how ads are shown. Yeah, I'm also like, oh, I wonder if like if you would have to use like Canadian ads too, because it's part of the broadcasting laws. It's not just like, because what I heard, this was also like TV and stuff, but I could be wrong on that. But that would be an interesting thing to see, like how it would affect ad stuff. But I think the bigger thing is like a lot of people are like, yeah, but like you want to be able to have a content available from like other places that aren't just Canada, and it feels a little bit weird to like. I understand the point of it. Again, like I don't mind uplifting Canadian, media makers, but like I think, again, I don't know if I like necessarily agree with them doing legislatively, especially if it like censors certain type of content. Liberals say online streaming bill won't hurt free speech, but some remain skeptical. I think the problem with this, I don't know if they'll intend to hurt free speech, but I think with like bills like this, if you're like necessarily limiting content that people can access, you're going to necessarily limit like people's like the availability. Fuck, this will be interesting long terms. Yeah. Well, I guess it won't get like or they won't like vote to pass it until I think Tuesday next week, so I'll probably do an update at that point. But let's just go through this article really quick to see if there's anything interesting. Thomas argued that more witnesses were needed before the committees considered amendments in each line of the bill, a usual stage in bills passage through Commons. See, I don't care how much the Tories have like fucked around and like tried to like stop this from going through. This is like a necessary part of our house, like when passing bills, and the fact that like the Liberals are trying to push past this and say like we're not doing like our like a very like necessary step that's like always done for every bill that passes through. This seems super weird to me. This is like the shady part that I don't like, but I don't like the Liberals anyway. I don't like any of our parties right now. All of our parties suck. Trudeau sucks, Jagmeet Singh sucks, and Aaron O'Toole was like not the worst conservative ever, and then he turned into like one of the worst conservatives ever, like throughout like, I don't know, the last like year. It was just like one of those things where it's like all of our candidates right now are just awful, like terrible. So I don't even know who, like, we just had an election, but I don't know who I'd, like, vote for in the next one anyway. I guess it depends on who, like, the Conservatives elect. Because, like, the thing in Canada is, like, we don't have the same worry as, like, America. I know people, like, still hate the Conservatives, but for me, it's, like, one of those things where I'm, like, in Canada, even if you vote Conservative, like, our Conservative Party isn't conservative. Our Conservative Party is, like, equivalent to the Democrats in the fucking States, man. Like, we're literally, like, it's the same level. Like, I don't know, like, people are like, oh, like, you can't vote Conservative, like, they're gonna take away all your rights. I'm like, you realize you're in fucking Canada, right? Like, this shit doesn't, like, our Conservative Party is so mild and mediocre compared to, like, our Conservative Party is actually, like, the Democrats of the States. Like, it's, like, very similar. So, like, I don't even know if I'd, like, worry about, like, I don't care who I vote for. It's, like, I just hate all of our candidates. Like, if it pushes for ads specifically for Canadians, media must push Canadian artists and streamers, YouTubers, and that'd be more eyes for being a Canadian streamer. What does this mean for potential growth? Also, does this affect movie making and content creators from not searching them for global audience as opposed to everyone coming for one specific place? Yeah, I mean, again, like, I think my biggest thing is, like, if you're someone who especially, like, thrives on, like, international content, like, if you're, like, I don't know, Korean American living in, like, in Canada, right? Like, if you're, like, a Korean person living in Canada or, like, someone else, and, like, you thrive on, like, media from other places in the world, so like maybe you really like anime or Korean dramas that come on Netflix, it's gonna be like harder to search for those things. Or if you're searching for a specific type of YouTubers, like, is it gonna like affect search engines? Is it just gonna affect like front pages of YouTube, like who's like promoted to your like recommended, or is it gonna like affect how you like search for people? Like, that's like the question. Is like, I never trust government with this stuff because I don't think the government knows enough about how these platforms work to make these decisions. Like, I don't think that like Trudeau knows enough about like how YouTube homepage works to like make decisions on like how we're going to promote different, like, I don't, like, that's the thing, is I don't know how this would ever actually work. And yeah. That's why I don't trust the government to do shit like this, man. Oh god, it's so stupid. Yeah, anyway, I was about to ask you who you're going to vote for. Yeah, like I said, we just had a election like 6 months ago. I think it was November of last year. Trudeau called an early election, so he's in for another 4 years unless there's a vote of non-confidence. He can get booted out on that, but the NDP is like riding his coattails so fucking hard right now. He won't get the vote of non-confidence. There's no shot. So as of right now, it's fine. Let's see. Peter Julian, the NDP member of the committee, also expressed frustration at Tory tactics, saying that they turned... Yeah, I don't care what the NDP says, okay? The NDP will just literally support anything the Liberals say right now. They, like, have no mind of their own. I'm so hard on NDP, but it's because, like, the NDP is, like, they used to be, like, the People's Party. Like, they used to be for, like, the working class and everything, and, like, the NDP is now just, like, basically, like, the Liberals' little sidekick. They suck ass. Sorry. I'm really harsh on them. I feel like half the shit doesn't make sense to, like, all of my followers, because, like, I think most of my followers are American, which is kind of funny. But, you know, learn a little bit of Canadian politics. It's probably good for all of you. He said Conservative filibustered the witness and stopped up the committee. Again, there's probably an extent to it, but, like, the thing is, that's, again, when you're the opposition in the House, isn't that part of your job, especially if there's something that, like, your constituents are going to be heavily against? Like, if Conservative, like, voters see that the Conservatives had no pushback on a bill like this, you're probably going to lose some voters in the next election who might move to, like, our more extreme, like, we have the PPC, which is, like, the People's Party of Canada, but they're, like, extreme conservative. Like, they're, like, a conservative party, but they get, like, no votes. I don't even think they got a single seat in the House, like, from the last election, because they get so little votes. But the problem with, like Conservatives now, because there is a competitor party, like, people who PPC is more libertarian than conservative. They're, like, conservative libertarians. I think Maxime Bernier is, like, kind of... I have words about him. He's a little insane. I think they're libertarian in spirit, but I don't think that if, like, PPC was in power, they would actually be that libertarian. I think they're, like, kind of traditionalist a little bit, but I don't know. Maybe that's just, like, Maxime Bernier, his personal views, but, like, everything I've heard him espouse, he's, like... I don't know, he's a little yikesy. I also don't think he's, like, that intelligent. I wouldn't want him running a country, no offense. Anyway, but yeah, the problem is, like the Liberals and NDP have always fought for votes, because people who vote Liberal can vote NDP, and people who vote NDP will vote Liberal, but people who vote Conservative probably aren't going to switch to the Liberal NDP. But now that PPC is out, I think that Conservatives are going to be a little bit more worried about losing votes to the PPC. So at this point, I think, like, now, like, Conservatives are fighting really hard against bills that they know their constituents are going to be against, because it's like, if we let this pass really easily, like, our voters are probably not going to be, like, as willing to vote for us in the next election, right? So you probably, like, they're probably, like, going pretty heavy against this, because most people are against this bill. Not even just Conservatives, like I said. I think a lot of Liberals and people who voted NDP, Liberal and Conservative, were against this. Traditionalist, Libertarian, more so the Conservative, which are your typical authoritarian right. I would have to look more, but from what I remember, like, Maxime Bernier is pretty traditionalist, and I don't know if he'd be able to, like, keep his... I don't know if he's, like, the type of person... Like, Erin O'Toole was the type of person who was, like, a conservative, but it seemed early on, not in the last year, but prior to that, he was, like, conservative, like, in his own personal values, but he seemed like someone who could very easily, like, deliberate, like, his values from, like, what he would push through in government. Whereas, like, Maxime Bernier just doesn't seem like that type of person to me. I think he, like, runs on, like, a libertarian type of view, but I don't know if he actually, like, is a libertarian, like, when he would actually act, how he would actually act in Parliament. He's French, you have to make allowances because all the Quebec are true. We were already making fun of XQC earlier, okay? Like, we have, like, a Canadian big streamer, but I think he's the biggest streamer, and it's like, oh, but he's from Quebec. Sucks. I'll just say people from BC are the best, okay? Fuck Ottawa. Fuck the rest of the provinces. That's mean. Let's see. While we're reluctant to be at this stage, this is crucial legislation, he said. Canadians asked us to pass it. They want us to move. No, I don't know anyone who's for this bill. Like, I haven't met a single person who's, like, pro this bill. I don't know why, like, who's sitting here saying that, like, people want this passed. I haven't met anyone. Conservative MP Tom, I don't know how to say the last name, said it was a darn shame that government was not allowing more time to review the bill, adding that what they call filibustering, I call debate. Yeah, that's like, that's another thing. It's like everyone's gonna, like, be, like, really hyperbolic about, like, how they present this, right? Like, it might actually just be, like, it might be that they are filibustering in the House, but it also could just be that they're pushing back really hard on this because their constituents would be against it, right? Tory Heritage spokesman Nader said C-11 needs to be carefully considered line by line. If passed, C-11 would be the first major update to the Broadcasting Act in 31 years, and it should not be rushed. Yeah, that's like the other thing. It's like broadcasting has changed somewhat. Again, people in government are too old to understand. Sorry, they're too old to understand how like internet and media and like streaming services work. That I don't know if I trust them to make legislation about it. But says Miss Private School, looking down at everyone from their ivory tower in a multi-million-dollar. Hey, don't dox me out here, bro. I'm muting your comment just because. Hello? What the fuck is going on with my Twitch stream? Hold on. How do I... Give me 1 second. Something's not working here. What is happening? Yeah, it's huge. I just don't want to fucking... I'm not telling people where I live, bro. Terrible idea. Especially, no, like, yeah. Anyway. Wait, what? What? What's going on? Hi, Brady. I don't know. I'm fucking illiterate when it comes to this shit. Okay. There we go. That's good. Whatever. Okay. Miss Private School. I went to private school for 3 years. I think from like kindergarten to grade 3, and we left halfway through my grade 3 year because my brother got bullied so bad and the teachers refused to do anything about it. And so we just left. We peaced out. There we go. Okay. This private school. Bro, we can't even joke on that considering us. Wait, did you go to private? Wait, did both of you go to private school? Ed, did you go to private school? Yeah, Catholic school all the way up until I moved. Wait, you went to Catholic private school? Oh, okay, now you can't say shit, bro. You went to Catholic school. No offense. I didn't mean that to sound that mean. Actually, yeah, I did. It's kind of funny. It's a little funny. Oh, Ed didn't. Okay. So he's not. Yeah. I went for 3 years, but like I said, it was just the bullying got so bad for my brother that we ended up leaving. So it wasn't like a long-lived thing. Okay, I will say, I think private school in my early years probably helped me like get some good foundational skills, but I'm really glad I left when I did because I think like your social ability that like is like so limited when you're in private schools because like private schools like no kids with designations, so you never learn how to interact with people who aren't just like very neurotypical. And second of all, you're like never dealing with like people from like different backgrounds and stuff like that. Like everyone you know is like from probably a pretty good economic background. So it's like, I don't know. I'm really glad that I ended up going to public school. I I remember my like first time in public school. I like switched schools like halfway through the year. So it was like right during like, I don't know, probably before spring break or whatever. Yeah, I did. Do you have a problem with that? What do you want me to say? Neurotypical. It's not like it's a fringe term. Was happy to get out of their forced church. Are either of you religious? I assume not, but I don't know. I don't want to assume what you guys believe in. But yeah, it was more for the education quality reasons rather than religious ones. Yeah, for sure. Well, that's the only thing is like private schools are always going to have like a really high standard of education, even if it is like a religious private school. Like the education is just always so good, which is why. No, yeah, I figure. Yeah, it's just a typical psychology. Okay, Brady's gonna get chicken in my. Yeah, I think I grew up with like a. I feel like I'm switching stories a ton here, but I grew up with like a little bit of religion in my life. But my family's like Sikh, but not like my mom's side of the family is like very atheistic. All the way up until like my great grandparents were like more like spiritual, and my grandma on my mom's side is like quite spiritual, but they're not religious. It's a little different. Sikhism is also a very like spiritual like type of religion, so it's not like a very like hardcore like it's hard to find fundamentalist Sikhs, but they're out there. Um, my dad's side is like a little bit more, but I'm not as close with them. So like I grew up like mostly around atheists, but like my mom would always like sometimes do like just like small prayers when we were like little, and it was just more to like help us sleep. Um, but like yeah, I never grew up with like any type of like strict religion in my house, which was kind of nice. It's just kind of fun to do some of like the like traditions like around the religion are really fun. So like um those are more like interesting. We did some of that stuff, but it was never like because of religious reasons. It's usually just because like a lot of like the religion intersects with like cultural traditions. So it's like usually stuff like that. Like we would like I don't know for like weddings and stuff. You go to the temple and all that, and yeah, that was pretty much it. I don't know. There wasn't a whole lot of other stuff. Um, it was kind of nice. I like we could kind of like my parents always said like you can decide whether like you believe in this stuff, and but you know they introduced it to it, but it was nothing that ever stuck because like so much of my family is atheist. So what were we talking about? That's right. Oh yeah, the Bill C-11. I feel like I went on like 7 different tangents there. Sorry. Let's see. Oh yeah, we were talking about how I don't trust government with any broadcasting legislation because they have no fucking clue how the internet works. Like every time government tries to intersect with like broadcasting stuff or internet stuff, it's like you are all above the age of like 60 and can't figure out how to turn a computer on. Why are you making legislation of how broadcasting services should work? Tangents equal lore. Yeah, give me a second. Yeah, you'll slowly find stories about me. I feel like there's like stories I tell where people are like, "Wait, what?" I feel like my life's all over the place half the time, so people just like are very confused when I start talking. That's why like when people find out I went to private school, even though I had like the like I don't know, I don't seem like a private school kid, I think, to most people. And then I'll be like, "Yeah, I went to like private school like 3 or 4 years." I should tell people that I got kicked out. I think it'd be a lot funnier if I just started telling people I got kicked out of private school. I think I'm gonna start doing that. Neurotypical isn't a standard psych term. It's literally creative. Hey, Talnith, Brady and Ed are both like master's degree in psych. Okay, you might want to. I don't know if you're gonna sit there and preach to them about what it is. Yeesh. There's about to be some fights in my chat. Brady and Ed are about to find out how right wing my chat actually is. Damn, Brady, I guess we aren't psychologists. Oh, you guys are funny. Okay. Am I ever going to get through this bill? Probably not. This will, let's see. This will probably inevitably flawed and incoherent Broadcasting Act yet. Okay, now I'm stumbling over my words. Nader said the government had also moved a guillotine motion on the bill's predecessor known as Bill C-10, which did not become law before the 2021 election. Okay, so I remember this, but I don't think I ever read that bill because back then I wasn't reading like legal stuff as much. I think I read a lot of case law, but like I was never reading like legislative law because I wasn't as interested in only like so I do remember hearing something about C-10, but I don't remember what C-10 was about. Talnus, what the fuck do you think neuro means? It means brain. Or like, right? So like a typical brain. Otherwise you just say typical, no need to add. What? Okay. Y'all can find my chat about that, that's fine. Bill C-11 updates broadcast laws to include streaming platforms and ensure they also promote Canadian TV shows, movies, music, and contribute to them financially. But I was talking about like Netflix, TikTok, and YouTube. Like, how are they going to enforce this on like non-Canadian entities? And second of all, how is this going to, like, affect, like, again, like, when they talk about, like, because they said at the beginning of the article that this would affect platforms like YouTube. Is it going to affect, like, a YouTube homepage, like, what's promoted to people with Canadian IPs? Is it going to, like, affect, like, search results, like, what comes up first, like, when you search for different videos? Is this going to, and, I mean, Ed brought up a really good point earlier, is, like, is this going to affect, like, ad revenue and advertising? Because, like, our advertisers are not going to want to pay more for, like, to get onto the Canadian, like, content or whatever. Like, I have no idea how that's going to affect any of that, which again is why I don't trust government to make legislation around broadcasting shit, because they're technologically illiterate. Anyway, but YouTube has warned that currently, oh, okay, I should have just read the next line. YouTube has warned that as currently worded, the bill could lead to amateur videos and work by digital creator being regulated. YouTube has also raised questions about the measures to force platforms to showcase Canadian content, the definition of which Rodriguez has said will be updated. Okay. Well, they have until Tuesday to update it, I guess. Stupid, I hate it here. Director of Public Policy and Government Affairs at TikTok Canada said digital creators and experts on online streaming had also voiced concerns about the bill's impact on how Canadians discover content online. Great, I should have just read 4 more lines, because this is literally all my criticisms at the end of the article. We hope the committee will take time to thoughtfully consider how to fix C-11 to avoid over-regulation of user-generated content. True. Okay, cool. So this is basically what I saw everyone freaking out about on Twitter. And I will say, I kind of agree with the freak out, considering the last 4 comments here are kind of all things that, like, I brought up while reading this, because I'm like, how, like, these 4 comments are pretty much my, like, major criticisms with this, is, like, you're trying to regulate something that you have no idea how it works. Like, how are you going to, like, you're going to, like, we want to like, the legislation, okay, actually, let's just, like, look at the legislation. I pulled up the bill. Stupid. Let's see. This enactment amends the Broadcasting Act to, among other things, add online undertakings for the transmission of or retransmission of programs over the internet as a distinct class of broadcasting undertakings. Let's see where it actually says anything. Update the broadcasting policy for Canada set out in Section 3 of the Act, among other things, providing that Canadians' broadcasting systems should serve the needs and interests of all Canadians, including Canadians from racialized communities and Canadians of diverse ethno-cultural backgrounds, socioeconomic status, abilities, disabilities, sexual orientations. I don't care about this. As someone who's an ethnic and... Wait, what other type of... I don't know. Triple minority? I don't know. I, like... Stuff like this kind of, like, always feels like a virtue signal when it's in legislation. It's like, if I want equality in my legislation, I don't want to be, like, singled out. Like, I hate when legislation does stuff like this. Maybe that's, like, a personal pet peeve, but it always feels like we're moving backwards from, like, actual progress when we're, like, forcing, like, every minority status to be, like, mentioned. It should just be, like, I would be totally fine, serves the need and interest of all Canadians. That should include all of this. If it's all Canadians, it already includes the rest of this. Sorry, this is, like, one of those things that really bugs me in legislation wording. When it's, like, including minority statuses for the sake of including minority status, even though, like, the first line literally covers all of those things. Let's see. Do you honestly think the legislature ever knows anything about what they pass laws on? Sometimes, yes, but especially when it comes to, like, technological things, no, not at all. Not a shot in the dark, okay? They're all 60 and over, trying to make laws about literally things they don't even know. Most of these people probably still think YouTube is just cat videos, okay? Unironically. This still tastes like lemon. Okay. They should at least know how to set up a router, honestly. Pretty sure half the people putting forth the handgun ban haven't shot a gun. The same people doing the environmental legislation haven't taken a biology class. Oh, the fucking gun legislation. Okay, this one really pissed me off, though, because, like, this was about the Nova Scotia shooting. The Nova Scotia shooting was done by a person who got the gun illegally from the States and brought it over the border. What is Canadian legislation going to do to fix that? If this guy illegally got the gun from the States and brought it over the border, what the fuck is putting more gun policy in Canada going to do to fix that? Explain that one to me, Trudeau. Please, for the love of God. I hate all of these people. I hate government. I'm an anarchist. I'm gonna burn down legislation in Minecraft because I would never ever advocate to do illegal things on stream. I've seen people get taken down for less than that, so we're gonna try to monitor language a little bit. I don't know if anyone else. Okay, maybe this is like a Twitch politics thing, but the in a video game thing where you say something like not good, and then you say in a video game so that they can't come after you because you're just saying in a video game. Anyway, yeah, that was like the one trick I learned from Twitch politics was like, if you're gonna say something really bad, just say in a video game and then you're okay. So I'll burn down legislation or the legislature in a video game. Anyway, enhance the vitality of English and French linguistic minority communities in Canada. Foster the full recognition of use of both English and French in Canadian society. Ugh, whatever. I get it. French is our second language, but we all just... Stupid Quebec, okay? We all hate Quebec that much, and it's only because of Quebec we have shit like this. Kind of. I'm really harsh on Quebec and like the French for no reason. But it's because literally the rest of Canada doesn't like Quebec. Sorry, XQC. Specify the Canadian Radio, Television, and Telecommunication Commission must regulate and supervise the Canadian broadcasting system in a manner that takes into account the different characteristics of English. Okay. I just want to see any of the parts where it actually says, like, takes account of a variety of broadcasting undertakings, which the Act applies and avoids imposing obligations on any broadcasting undertakings, if that imposition will not contribute to material manner to the implementation of broadcasting policy. Okay. Specify the person... Wait. How long is this bill? Okay. These are just all the definitions. That's fine. For anyone who doesn't know how to read by the way, for a bill, usually a bill will always have, I know most people in here probably already know this, but a bill will always have like a definite, like your title, and then definition section that lays out like what different terms within the bill means. For anyone who's really curious about stuff like this, the Don't Say Gay bill, I forget what the real title of it was, that happened in Florida. One of my biggest issues with the bill in Florida was it didn't have this definition section, which made the bill super ambiguous, or it didn't properly define anything with it. I can't remember if I think it might have completely skipped a definition section, but the reason that Don't Say Gay bill in Florida, other than like the actual contents of the bill, one of the reasons it was such a poorly written bill was it like lacked this definition section, which made the bill so ambiguous that it was going to leave teachers open to being like sued for the dumbest shit. I think I went over that on stream once, but like that's a really good bill to look at, to like look at how not to write a bill, like a legislative bill. French over. Brady's getting banned from my stream. No, I'm kidding. Oops. Okay, wait, I didn't mean to do that. Can we just ban Brady for that? Do you speak French? I just realized, wait, no. I don't know what languages you speak, actually, never mind. I was like, I feel like I heard you speaking a different language in your stream one time, but now I actually can't remember. It's against your Discord TOS. Wait, did I actually put can't be French? Oh no, I said you can't be a little bitch, and then someone was like, yeah, that means you can't be from Quebec. One of my mods. Someone for that. Yeah, he does. Oh shit, yeah, I was speaking French with... Okay. My French is terrible. I will not be speaking... I'm terrible with languages. I, like, tried to learn Punjabi when I was growing up, and, like, I can understand it decently well, but I can't speak it for shit. And, like, actually, I was decent at French. I got the top 3 mark in my class, and I spent the entire class... I was in that class with my best friend, Michelle. It was, like, our last year of taking French in high school, and we took the class together, and she did all of the work, and I cheated off her most of the semester. Like, I bullshitted a lot because I was just lazy and I had a lot of other shit to learn that year because I was taking, like, honors classes. And so me and her, like, worked together to, like, do a lot of the work, and she took, like, the, like, brunt of the effort in that class. And at the end of the semester, I, like, beat her by 1 percentage grade point, and I was, like, in the top 3 of the class. And so our teacher also gave, like, the top 3 people in the class, like, I think we got, like, chocolate bars or something. And I beat her by 1 percentage point. It was the funniest shit ever because she did all the work, and I ended up getting, like, 1% higher, and she was so mad. I feel really bad. Oh, well, I don't feel bad for that. It's kind of funny. Canadian French is the most useless language to learn. Yeah. Yeah, because if you go to France, like, people hate you there. If you speak Quebec French in France, they'll kick you out of the country. I don't know much about Quebecois. Yeah. Okay. Oh, here we go. Act as amendment by adding the following in alphabetical or affiliate. In relation to any person, means or other person who controls the first person or who is controlled by that first person or by a third person who is also... What? Why? Why do they write bills in this way? Why are bills always written in like the worst possible like English like it? Tell me if this makes sense to anyone else. This is like one of the things I learned in my legal class, but like people will unnecessarily write things that like our Canadian criminal code is terribly written. Like so much of it is written so terribly. Like they write shit like this for no reason. It does not need to be this complicated. Um yeah, anyway. A person does not carry an online undertaking for the purpose of act in respect to transmission of programs over the internet that is ancillary to a business not primarily engaged in the transmission of programs to the public and that is intended to... This might be a bill that I actually have to read on off stream to be able to understand. Because this is a really... Like, I've read bills on stream and they're like, you know, you can understand them pretty easily. I read this and this makes no sense to me. But it's probably because it also has, like... To, like, understand the parts that are actually going to affect broadcasting, you'd have to go through... Oh, this is a long bill. I'm not going through all this. Oh my god, it's so long! I'll be going through this off stream. I'm not going to read this whole thing on stream because that's going to be awful. Jesus. Okay, I see why people are worried about this. The fact, okay, now this seems really weird that they're trying to push this through so fast and not letting the House go through it line by line. So, like, this is the big thing. Most of our legislation that gets pushed through, any bill that goes through, you would go through it line by line in the House so that the opposition has time to critique it. The Liberals are trying to push this through without having that process of, like, the line by line critique. And with a bill that's this long, the fact that you're, like, avoiding the ability for people to critique it seems super weird now. You might write laws so that the dum-dums who don't go to private schools and universities don't know when they break the rules and are forced to live in fear. Honestly, that's actually... unironically, that's true. When it comes to, like, especially, like, criminal law and stuff, when it comes to, like, what you can and can't do, there's some parts that are, like, super weird to interpret. And, like, depending on how you interpret it, you could have done something illegal or not. Which is why, like, a lot of people, like, assume that they write... Like, they always write it in, like, a way to be extremely specific, but still, like, enough to, like, leave it up to interpretation of a judge or a lawyer. But now it's, like, you've got, like, these laws that are just terribly written that, like, no layperson... And, like, the criminal code as a document should be something that everyone in your society can understand. So if you write it in a way that, like, the average person would not be able to understand it. And this is, like, again, I had a criminal law class last semester, and one of my big things by my teachers, like, all of our projects were based on, like, critique this section of the criminal code and, like, what is wrong with this. And some of the biggest issues that we found within these, like, parts of the criminal code was, like a normal person reading this probably would not understand it. Like, us knowing, like, legal stuff and legal jargon, barely understood some parts of the criminal code, or, like, how to interpret it. But, like, I'm, like, to a normal person who, like, doesn't know anything about law, or even has, like, a very good education to, like, be able to understand, like, the formatting of, like, the word, or, like, the format of the wording and stuff. Like, now you're double hooped because, like, if you don't have, like, the educational background to, like, understand, like, legal jargon, you're screwed. You're never going to be able to understand, like, stuff like the criminal code or even bills like this. It's, like, these things should be, like, I think relatively readable to, like, a layperson. I think. Or at least, like, you should be doing summaries that, like, are, can be interpreted by an average person. Authorize the commission to provide information. Takes into account the variety of broadcasting in which the act applies and avoids imposing obligations. Okay. Yeah, this is something I'd have to go through off stream, but it seems like it feels really weird that, like, the Liberals are trying to push this through without doing this line by line breakdown, which I super dislike. I don't know if I'd call it draconian disturbing the way the Tories do, but still, I would probably venture to say this is not a good thing. Okay, anyway, that's all on that story tonight. We're either going to switch to the Ohio bill for genital exams or this... You know what, let's go through this one because I haven't actually read anything about this and this one seems interesting. 2 Sikh rally organizers say they were wrongly arrested amid Parliament bomb scare. Fuck. It's been like a bad couple of years for like Asian people in general, and with Canada having a lot of a brown and Sikh population, hasn't been great for them. I wanted to tell like a personal story on stream today because this shit got me really heated. I don't know if anyone's like, over the last couple of years, there's been a lot of anti-Asian hate crimes with like people just getting punched out in the streets. Like you see old people walking down the streets and people will just go out and deck them or like trip them or fuck them up for like no reason on the street. And this has been like a really common occurrence. And it's scary to see. It's like, it's fucking awful to watch. Like to just see like random old people get like, punched down on the side of the street for just walking there. And it was something that was really scary to see online for so long over the last 2 years. Especially being like a Asian person in Canada. But about a week ago, it happened to my grandpa at a McDonald's where he walked in and he was ordering food. He was ordering like a smoothie or something. And this dude like just came out of nowhere and like decked my grandpa right in the face, like knocked him on his ass and like booked it out of the McDonald's. Like, and I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like a bunch of dudes tried to chase him down. The other guys were like helping my grandpa get back up. But like, it's like one of those things that you see on the like, you see online so much for like 2 years. And then it happens to someone and you just don't know what to do. Cause you're like, it's always one of those things when you see it online so much, you like start to like feel like, oh, it's never going to happen. Like, it's like just the stories that happen over and over and over. And like now it's like in my life, it's like someone like I care about, like my own grandfather, like now has been like, it happened to him in a McDonald's where like he got like decked out. And like, I felt so bad because like my aunt basically drove him because he's quite old. And so like she drove him to the McDonald's and she like he basically got out of the car, went in to order his food. And then he like ended, I think he walked out with the wrong order. He forgot his order inside after all that happened, but he was so embarrassed of what just happened that he didn't even tell my aunt what happened. And she went into like, because he like obviously walked out with the wrong order, she went back in to exchange it. And it wasn't until she went back in when like the guys who were helping my grandpa were basically like, oh, like, is your grandpa okay? Like, is like, he walked out kind of shaky still. And she's like, what happened? I don't understand. And then they told her what happened, but he was like so embarrassed with the whole situation that like, he didn't even want to say like, to his own daughter that like this happened. And it was like, shit, this, it's so like the fact that this is like now happened to someone that I know and care about is like, it was so much more real suddenly. Yo, who do we have to fight? Yeah, that's the thing is like, and I don't think he was ever caught. Like a couple of guys went after him, but I guess they lost him, after he got out of McDonald's. So like, and I don't know if they reported to police or anything. Like, I don't know if like this was something that they ended up reporting after. But yeah, so this is like one of those things that like after seeing like this story and like hearing about my grandpa last week, it's like, you hear these stories all the time and it's like, it's really bad. But then like when it starts to happen like closer to home, it's like you start to like feel like, oh fuck, like where am I living? What is happening that this just happens? And like violent crime has been on the rise over the last couple of years. A lot of it probably has to do from like economic strain. More people are like, in bad situations, like crime typically goes up in like times of hardship, but like holy shit, it's completely fucked up. Yeah, no kidding. I'm not smiling because I think it's a good thing. I'm sorry, I don't know how to process emotions. I smile when I'm uncomfortable. I don't understand the whole dislike of Sikhs. I can't think of anything they've ever done wrong in my life now. Okay, oh my god, Jesus Christ, don't do that.
What? I disagree.
Sorry. Panic. I was just telling the story of my grandpa on stream. Oh, okay, you're loud. Hold on. And what happened with him last week, like getting punched out in the McDonald's. I don't know if have you heard the story? That was totally just about, okay, great. I'm glad. I'm gonna deny it because I don't want that coming up on my stream, but I'm just saying, watch yourself. Anyway. Yeah, no, I was telling about the story, like, that happened to my grandpa, like, last week getting punched out in the McDonald's and, like, how fucked up that was. And then this week, in Ottawa, the 2 Sikhs got arrested at a, I don't know what the rally was even for. Actually, let's read the thing, because I haven't had time to read this story. I just saw the news headline. But basically there was a bomb threat and 2 Sikh guys got arrested for it. Big surprise.
The fuck?
Yeah. So 2 organizers of a Sikh event near Parliament Hill on Saturday say they are still in shock after being wrongfully arrested in connection with a bomb threat, an experience one of the men described as disrespectful and harassment. Manveer Singh, an organizer of the oh, it was a Remembrance Rally for 1984 massacre. Okay. So, for
Mm.
anyone who doesn't know what this is, you can probably go look it up. I don't know enough about the event to talk about it on stream, but it was a big, basically massacre. It
Genocide.
was a genocide that happened in India of Sikhs in a temple.
Basically, the
There you
the
go. Oh, yeah,
Indian
Rems.
government, yeah, Indian government sent police and everything into numerous like Sikh populated areas, including like temples and stuff like that, and they just massacre
Yeah.
people there. And it was like
Um,
a huge genocide that happened for a bit.
and this was like a really big thing because it happened in one of like the big temples in India where they basically like trapped a bunch of Sikhs inside and they got like just
Yeah.
yeah
The,
mowed
the
down literally.
if you know what the Golden Temple is,
Yeah.
yeah, who
Anyway,
shot?
so I guess it was a yeah that was there was a remembrance rally I assume like probably all across Canada recently because it was the anniversary of that. Um, so he said his group had received permit to gather on the hill, but when members arrived, they were told that they were not allowed to be there because of an ongoing threat in the area. Parminder Singh, another organizer, said they relocated to the lawn in front of the Supreme Court of Canada nearby to hold their events. A few minutes after the rally got underway, Manveer said police arrested him and told him they had credible information that he was connected to a serious bomb threat on the hill. They believe that I'm the one who's going to do that. I was shocked. I'm gathering my community here to bomb them. He said, adding the police searched him, handcuffed him, and brought him to the police station for questioning. He said police asked to frisk his turban while searching him outside the Supreme Court. If I don't obey their instructions, they could have done anything to me because the threat was very big. It was a security threat to the national parliament. Parminder Singh said he was arrested not long afterward by Ottawa police who told him that his name was connected to an alleged bomb threat of parliament. So part of me thinks when I read this now is like this is just me speculating and theorizing, but someone probably knew that there was going to be a bunch of brown dudes holding a rally at this point near Parliament. And,
Mm.
in some shady way, possibly, maybe threw him under the bus and was like, hey, there's a bomb threat, and knowing that there was going to be brown people there and knew that they'd probably get arrested for it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it feels a little bit contrived when, like, it just so happens that a bomb threat comes in on the day that, like, a bunch of brown people are going to be gathered in front of the Parliament buildings.
Yeah.
That seems a little, like, set up. Sikhs don't have a suicidal bombing. Yeah, but brown people are brown people to them. Like, that's the... Also, I don't think anyone has a suicidal bombing tendency. That's a little weird. That's... I know what you're insinuating. Don't insinuate shit like that, okay? We don't put down other brown people on the stream. But, like, people also know what, like, most people associate brown people with when it comes to crime.
Not even
So,
just brown people, but people wearing turbans.
especially
You
people
know, brown
wearing
people.
turbans. Yeah.
Yeah. Because if they're saying two Sikh people and they're saying they're the fair way, I'm assuming there are two people in turbans.
Yeah, well, they said they wanted to frisk the one guy's turban, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if they showed pictures of the guys. Um, China martyrdom is a time-honored tradition. Don't be racist. Okay, stop. Stop. Watch yourself. Like, it's okay to talk about, like, the bad parts of culture, but when it's, like, done in a way that's, like, you're clearly pointing out, like, oh, this culture is bad because of, like, this big thing that they do, when it's, like, probably a pretty fringe group of people who behave in, like, these type of events. Like, don't perpetuate bad shit on my stream, okay? You can this close to getting your comments blocked, okay? I'd rather sit here and educate you for like 5 minutes to not do shit like this instead of just block you off the bat, but like, I just don't want that kind of shit said in my stream. Anyway, Parminder Singh said he was arrested and all. It doesn't make sense because I know I'm not involved in anything. I'm a proud Canadian Sikh. I love this country. I'll do everything to protect this country. Why am I arrested? Because I'm wearing a turban. My skin is not white. What's going on? Ottawa police did not answer questions about the men's accounts of the event, saying only that the investigation into the matter is now concluded and no charges were laid. The two organizers said that police also searched their cars for explosives. When in police custody, both men said officers had them take off their turbans. Okay, so they both had turbans. Manveer Singh said he was also made to remove other religious symbols, including a bracelet called the kara and a ceremonial sword known as the kirpan. So these are like, for anyone who doesn't know, Sikhs wear like the, what is it, 5 or 7?
I think it's 7. It's basically the top, turban, bracelet. No, I think
It's
5.
5. There's basically 5 like different religious symbols that you wear that represent your
Um,
Sikhness, and the like your kara, which is like a little silver bracelet that you wear, and then the kurban is like a little like knife. It's about this big that you wear, and they're like religious symbols to do with Sikhism.
yeah.
There's 3 others, and I don't even remember what they are.
There's there's the gada. Then there's your hair is one of them.
Your
Uncut
hair is one
hair.
of them, yeah. So well kept hair
A
though.
comb.
Oh, the comb, yep.
Yeah. Your and then cotton like garments is one, and then get your dagger.
Yeah. They all start with a K. They're like I'm
Yeah.
assuming the cotton garments are kurta top.
Uh, gotcha. Because it's just underwear basically.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. They wanted me to untie my turban because they have to search very closely because I believe that I was a terrorist at the time in their eyes. After being in custody a short while, police released him and apologized, adding they arrested him on wrong information. Good job. Way to go, police. I understand that like they have to inspect everything that's like when it comes to like threats like this, but like fuck, like I'm depending on how this whole situation happened, like if someone sent in a tip that like having them take off their turbans is out of bounds in my humble opinion. Yeah, that's the thing is like it gets into weird territory because it's scary if it's like a bomb threat. Because if it was a credible bomb threat, I understand. But like if someone called in and tipped off, like knowing that there's gonna be a bunch of brown people that day, and like tipped it off to the police and saying like there's a bomb threat, like that's now I'm like in a because like for police it's like if they hear about a bomb threat they have to take it seriously.
Yeah.
So I understand from that side. But like whoever tipped this in is going to be like much more culpable in my opinion. And like it doesn't seem like the police rushed them
But it
up at
also
all.
depends on what the like the tip like was
Yeah,
it
it's hard.
specifically like, oh, was there just like, oh, there's a bomb threat and then that's what they went after, or bomb threat by blah 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 description, right?
Yeah,
Either
no.
way, I think the police should maybe done a better job.
There's probably
But if it's
better
the
ways
first
to
one
yeah.
where there's like no description, like yo, that's just fucked. Second one is just like I don't know what to do at that point, right?
My hair is getting flatter and flatter throughout the night. I tried to
Does it
like
do? Oh, go ahead.
sorry. I was like looking at my camera. I set up my camera at a different angle and I don't know how I feel about it. It looks better when I'm like using the screen, which I do most of the time, but then I have to like look
Hmm.
over here to see comments.
Yeah. It's a weird thing when it happens to someone um of a group of people who have been racially profiled,
Mhm.
because then you can't really ever pick out a tent on anybody's side,
Yeah.
right? Because I want like you as much as like I hear this and like I'm like, okay, that's fucked, right? Um, if so, even if the police get like any kind of threat or like a tip or anything, they act on it, right? You see it all the time for like streamers get
Mhm.
raided and stuff like
Yeah,
that. And it's
exactly.
because there's just a tip, they go in and with like extreme measures, because it is an extreme situation if it's true or whatever.
Mhm.
So they have to go extreme measures. So it's like a tricky situation to
Yeah,
like
well,
just
because
be
it's like
right
one of those
away.
things. It's like the bias of outcome, right? Because like if this had been a credible tip and they actually did find bombs on these guys, well, now you're like,
Yeah,
if they hadn't investigated as thoroughly and something bad happened, then you would have been mad at police for not doing anything about it. But if like the police
yeah,
do something and the tip was false, well, now you're mad at them because it's like you harass people for no reason. But it's like the police don't know what the outcome is, and if we're judging based on the outcome, well, we're not really judging in good faith because like at the time that the cops made the decision to do something, they didn't know what the outcome was. So like we
yeah,
can't like base what our and I think this is like the problem with so many like news stories, especially when it comes to police. People always base like the police actions on the outcome of an event, but you have to base it on like the actions happening in the time of the event. So like for them, it's like they got a tip that like there was a bomb threat. And so for them, all they know is that there's a bomb threat tip, and we probably should take this seriously, especially on Parliament Hill, for something that's happening on Parliament Hill. And so for them, it's like, okay, there's a big protest or there's a big rally happening here. If this tip came in, they have to investigate it. Now, the person who, if somebody sent in this tip maliciously, I like definitely hold them way more culpable than like I think the police in this situation. And again, it doesn't seem like the police didn't seem to rough them up. The only thing that like felt really off was making them take the turbans off. But again, if there was like a credible bomb threat, then maybe. But I don't know who would hide a bomb in their turban. But that's like the only part where it got a little bit odd for me.
yeah.
Um, But that's like, again, that's like goes down into the nuance of the situation. But like I think like, again, just for anyone in chat who's watching, be careful how you judge news stories, especially when it comes to like police officers or like any situation like this. Don't base your opinion off the outcome of an event. It's like you will never judge accurately something that happens like from after the fact, because like the person acting in that event doesn't know what the outcome is going to be, and so you have to base off like the time of like the actions happening at the time before the outcome came out.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So it seems like this wasn't too bad. I just heard like, again, I only heard a headline when I was watching the news the other day, so I was like, I should look into it and like probably mention it on stream. It seemed like an interesting thing. Rebecca Purdy, spokesperson for Canada Border Services Agency, said in a statement Monday that the agency works regularly with law enforcement to ensure border security, including intelligence enforcement. RCMP said Monday that it can only confirm details related to criminal investigations where charges have been laid. So yeah, again, like there's no charges, which is good, obviously.
Mm.
It's sad that this happened at a rally for the
84.
Yeah, because that was like a horrific event, and like a lot of people commemorate that every year.
Yeah.
Let's see. Both the Sikh rally organizers say they are worried about the damage done to their reputation as a result of being arrested in connection with explosives. Yeah, I feel bad for them on this like point, because it's like for them it's like now they have to like worry about like everything that comes after, because even if no charges are laid, I think like no matter what, like if you get arrested by cops, like that's always going to look bad on you. And that's like, again, something we talk about in our criminal law costs a lot. In the time of the event, you got Sikhs and a bomb threat. You can quickly screen the scenario without disruption. But how? Like, if there's a credible bomb threat, you probably want to take that pretty seriously. And if you have like tips on like who might be carrying a bomb threat,
you could do it in a little bit better manner.
Probably.
You could just search them there instead of arresting them,
mm-hmm.
right? Or just evacuating the entire area.
I think they did do that. Or was there was a shelter in place for the... Okay. Parliament and staff, and noting all buildings in the precinct were to be under shelter-in-place orders until further notice. So that was anyone in Parliament Hill. Simple X-ray device. Do they have simple X-ray devices for bombs?
A bomb thing would be anything.
I don't know enough about like what you could actually do in that other than that.
Yeah.
He said the group began organizing the rally in 2017. The gathered Sikhs across Ontario and Quebec. Events have been cancelled over the past 2 years because of COVID-19. You arrested me doing peaceful rally. I've been doing this almost my whole life. Yeah, this is like the sad part is like, because like for these two guys, like obviously like they're gonna be like, you know, rightfully upset about the situation.
Is there any outcome for giving a false tip?
Yeah, you could, because you waste officers' times. Yeah, you definitely could.
So in this case, like, I mean,
if it was a false tip, yeah.
Yeah.
If it was a malicious tip, that's the thing. Is like if it was a malicious tip.
But do they ever like investigate into that? Or do you just kind of wipe their hands and kind of keep pushing?
I actually have no idea how you would go about doing that, because I know you can get in trouble for false tips or like wasting police officers' time. Like if you call them to event, like you know, like some people call like they call the police on like a lemonade stand or whatever. You can get in trouble for like, and you can get like fined. But I think the most you get is a fine. I don't think there's like any like criminal charges. I think they can only like fine you for shit like that, for wasting officer time and wasting like resources and stuff.
We hear about like ratings for Twitch streamers or this thread or that thread all the time, but I never hear about like an outcome of like what happens.
Because the most you can do is like the only thing you can do is fine them. Is like the most.
Should be a fat fine, man.
And you'd also like like the thing is like with tips and stuff like that, it's a little bit harder because you don't know if someone's like being malicious or not. Like if someone calls like a police officer on a lemonade stand, like a kid's lemonade stand, and the police show up, they can instantly there just be like, we're fining you because like this was like a useless situation. Whereas like with a false tip, you would have to investigate and know that that person was giving a false tip. Like that's a whole other situation.
Right.
So that could be a little bit harder to prove. Yeah. Okay. Later. The last thing we're covering for the section of stream, if you guys want to add something after, but I kind of want to talk about education stuff after, because I think I was talking about it on Brady and Ed's stream, and I disagreed with some of their takes. I don't know if they're still here. Anyway, we're going to talk about education stuff after, I think. Those kids shouldn't have been running a business without a license. They need to pay taxes just like everyone else. Exactly. Okay? Gotta pay your taxes, kids. I don't care if you're 5. You better be giving your money to the government. The anarchist in me comes out every once in a while, okay? Just every once in a while. Okay, so yeah, last story is this one with the Ohio bill. So I feel like I heard about this like 6 months ago, and I don't know if it was like just proposed 6 months ago and now it's being passed or what, but we're gonna try to read an article and find out. Let's see. An Ohio bill will require high school students whose birth assigned sex is disputed or questioned to undergo physician's examination of their genitals in order to play sports. During a remote press call Thursday, Democratic state representative and several health experts expressed their opposition to the House Bill 151, saying it targets transgender youth specifically, but could also impact all high school athletes. The bill passed the Republican-controlled... Oh, so it did pass. Okay. That's why. I think this was like proposed like months ago, and that's why I knew about it, because I think I read the proposal and not I didn't. So I guess now it's passed. We stand to protect all children from child sexual abuse as state-sanctioned child sexual abuse, which we believe this particular piece of legislation is. Eliana Turin, a board member of the LGBT Community Center of Greater Cleveland, said that the bill was not based on any data and called it dangerous and scary for all Ohio youth. It is Ohio. Last time I was over there was multiple wedding proposals at Red Robin's because it was a fancy restaurant. Yikes. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Red Robin's, okay? Great drinks. Fantastic, like, little fruity drinks. But it's not fancy. It's like your fun, like, diner.
Yeah.
Yikes, Ohio. My thing with, like, proposing a bill like this, like, it was obviously, like, intended to affect transgender people. But the thing is, like, what percentage of Ohio kids are trans? Like, how many people is this, like, gonna affect that, like... I mean, obviously it shouldn't happen to trans students, but, like, the fact that you're making a whole legislation based on, like, what, 1% of the population that's, like, in school, like, this is, like, what, like, maybe, like, probably not even 0.25% of, like, all Ohio population, like, maybe that even, like, you're basing a whole piece of legislation that is going to leave kids up, okay, well, we'll read the legislation, but it seems like it's going to put a lot of kids in, like, a precarious situation, and you're basing it off the fact that you're scared of, like, this 0.02% of the population that might play sports with kids that aren't of the same sex assigned at birth. Really? Is that what we care about? Is that what we're making whole legislation for? This seems like the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. Anyway,
Wait.
Yeah. What's up?
Because I blanked out. What is this basically saying?
So, we're going to read through the actual bill after, but what it seems like the bill is saying, from, like, the news articles I've read, is that if a student is playing sports on a team in school, and their sex is contested, like, let's say they're a kid who's playing on the girls' team, and someone says, like, I don't think they're actually a girl, then they would have to go for an examination that would prove that they're a girl, which basically means, like, they would inspect, like...
What age are we talking? Like elementary or high school?
I think elementary and high school. I don't know if there's, is it just high school?
Oh,
high school students.
But especially elementary, because, like, elementary, like, you are playing unisex. So,
I think it's just high school. It looks like, hold on. Each school that participates in athletic competitions or events administered by an organization that regulates interscholastic athletic conferences or events shall designate interscholastic athletic teams based on sex or participant. Actually, does it say high school?
I'm just gonna read the bill. Maybe it says.
That's what I'm reading right now. Leave school year for class. Does it actually say? I don't see anywhere. Let's just control F the document. Wait. Let's go to the next one. The school will comply with section that a person must successfully complete the curriculum in any high school prior to receiving a high school diploma. Where is this at? This is on page 7. This is, like, way far down. I don't know if it anywhere... Okay, I guess we'll read through this after, because this is... Oh, I mean, it's a long thing. I won't read the whole thing. But it seems...
I really don't have a stance on this, but if it's, like, elementary schools, I mean, we're already doing unisex shit over there.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, I don't know what states, but, like, at least in Canada, like, most, PE and everything is unisex or whatever, so you're already...
Yeah, exactly. Like, it seems really stupid. I'm dead serious. Valentine's Day, Ohio, Red Robins will hear multiple women scream yes. Yikes. I'm with the turfs on this one. Women deserve safe spaces. Women deserve safe spaces, but like again, trans people also deserve safe spaces. And like, if you're transitioning in high school, is it really like that big of a like? I don't know. And again, like, what percentage of people is this affecting? And then second of all, is like, this isn't even based on like keeping women safe. This could actually probably put more women and like young girls in like worse positions. Trans people and just people in general, like because like really like you could you could contest anyone's sex. Like that's like I don't know if there's any standards, but I guess we'll read through and find out. This bill seems
I
so
can like I like loosely agree with that of like women deserve a certain, but like it's just like when you say stuff like that, it's like there has to be a but or an and or something else to it. Because there is, I mean, still, I think that doesn't solve the problem of like, yeah, trans people need a safe space, and then they say, what do they do? Like, if you're a person who is trans, and in this situation, say, what do you do?
sorry, say that again. I zoned out a little bit.
It's like, to his point, right?
Yeah.
Which I kind of loosely agree with, but there has to be like something more to it, because we can't just say, oh, women need a safe space, because there's like a new factor that we're bringing in of people who are trans, and then it's just like, yeah, we gotta figure out what's the best, you know, way of including them within sports,
Yeah. Well,
which
because
is
like trans women aren't going to
not
be safe
continuing
in
what
men's
we are doing
spaces
right now
either.
traditionally,
Because if you
right?
throw trans women into men's spaces, I don't think they're going to be safe there either.
Yeah,
Like you can't just throw like someone who's like now pretty much like in every way transitioned
yeah.
into a
So where
woman.
I don't know how much I agree with this or whatever. I mean something has to happen though.
It's like everything else I talk about on here. There has to be a way more nuanced conversation. It can't just be like all trans women should be in women's sports and like, or like on the other side it should be like, oh, trans women should have to play with men. Like these are
Yeah,
both extreme ideas, and I think there's like a little bit more conversation for nuance. Like especially in high school sports, like maybe on like professional teams I can understand a little bit more because like the competitive aspect and like the ability to like monetize these things is like different. But like when you're in high school, like is it really that big of a deal if like someone's like transitioning? Like hell, let women who want to play in boys men's sports. I mean, yeah, but the thing isn't like about like what you want. It's about like what should be allowed, right? Like these are two different things. Like if you want to play on the boys or men's teams, that's totally fine. I think that's like a different situation because like you can go into that situation knowing the risk. But if you're like someone who's transitioning and in every way present female and now you're forced to play on the men's team and like compete with men, you can either like if you're on testosterone blockers, now you're like at a significant disadvantage.
yeah,
um and again, like hormone blockers do so much. You're not going to be on the level of men, but you also might not be on like the level of women, right? So you might be at a weird in between stage. So and again, that could like there's going to be nuanced conversations around that, but like if you have like again, if you're like a girl, like if you're a person who's transitioned and in every way presents female and looks very feminine, and now you're forced to play with the boys, is like I don't know if I'd be comfortable like forcing someone into that situation ever.
yeah.
That seems really weird to me. Eliana Turn, a board member of the LGBTQ Community Center of Greater Cleveland, said the bill was not based on a. Oh, wait, we read that, sorry. Under the bill, if an athlete's birth assigned sex is disputed, they would be required to establish their sex by presenting a signed doctor's statement indicating the sex based on an internal and external reproductive anatomy exam, testosterone levels, and analysis of the child's genetic makeup. According to the Ohio School Athletic Association, there's one child who's playing high school sports in Ohio that is a trans. So there's exactly one student that they made a whole bill for. This is what I heard,
Mm.
and that's like the craziest part is like, what if they have both parts? Are you talking about someone who's like a hermaphrodite?
Harvey Weinstein.
No, what? Oh yeah, no wait, you might be right on that one. I totally forgot about that.
Piece of shit.
Yeah, then well, I mean
Uh,
that's like a whole other situation because usually most people, like kids, like if they're like born, I think with both, like he has an innie. Yeah, isn't it like if you're born, like most parents make the choice at birth that like whether they want to raise them as one way or the other, and they like usually make the surgery pretty early on. I feel like that's a whole other situation, but yeah. Um, According to the Ohio High School Athletic Association, there's one child. Oh, I keep reading the same thing. The bill states participants deprived of athletic opportunity or suffered direct or indirect harm as a result of violation can sue damages against the school district, or interscholastic conference organization. These are not normal exams. You don't prove gender by doing a blood test or doing a physical exam. Yeah, but I don't think this exam is about proving gender. It's about proving sex. So that's a weird comment as well. That person's just stupid. But anyway. Um, Called Bill tragic. Example, both the denial and loss of human rights. This bill is not based on scientific. Okay. Well, social media. Okay. Let's actually just read through the bill because I'm bored. I don't want to hear just a bunch of people's opinions on it. I want to see what it says. Okay. So let's see. Each school that participates in athletic competitions or events administered by an organization that regulate interscholastic athletic conferences or events shall designate interscholastic athletic teams based on sex or participants of the participant as follows. Separate teams for participants of the female sex within female sports divisions. Separate teams for participants of male sex within the male sports division. If applicable, co-ed teams for participants of the female and male sexes within co-ed sports divisions. No school, interscholastic conference, or organization that regulates interscholastic athletics shall permit individuals of the male sex to participate on an athletic teams or in athletic competition designated only for participants of the female sex. Same thing, vice versa. Oh, wait, no. If participants... Wait, why is that only one way? That's kind of interesting that they're like, oh, if you're a male, you can't participate on athletic teams competition designated only for participants of the female sex, but it doesn't say that the other way. So, like, could a woman technically under this bill still join a male team? Is that what this is saying? Because it's like they.
I can understand where they come with that. Because okay, I mean, if you look at just physical, characteristics, like men have an advantage over women. So going one way, it can affect the game more than the other way.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a double standard. That they can probably find a better way of.
I completely agree with that, but again, like when it comes to like high school sports, like I think there can be more nuance. When it's one kid in the entire state of Ohio, you probably could have just found a better way to integrate that student rather than making a whole legislation being like "fuck you." Can you imagine how shit this kid feels right now?
I think about like sports, like where we're at, and it's like it's like whatever. But I can see it being kind of different in the States. Like they will take high school sports differently because you take something like basketball, right? Kids playing basketball in high school in the States, right, have a chance of getting recruited for college and everything like that. So there was like more stakes there. Where here it was like the kids playing basketball here were just like for a fun game or whatever.
No, for sure. I completely agree. But then, like, you could probably, like, is there, like, competitive and non-competitive teams? Are there, like, things that are, like, because, like, there's, like, teams that are... I'm
assuming this is, like high school basketball teams and soccer
teams. But then, like, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see, but, like, again, like, this seems like it was something that could have been, like, handled, like, in a single incident rather than making a whole legislation to say, fuck you, kid. Yeah. But then again, the part that people, like, I'm okay with, like, the first part of saying, like, there should maybe, like, be some distinction based on sex. But then when you're allowing, like, genital examinations of children because someone disputes their sex, now you're getting into weird territory of being like, yeah, we can, like, send you to a doctor or physician and say, like, you have to get a genital inspection if you want to keep playing. Because, like, what if you're, like, a kid who, like, isn't transitioning? And you are and now you have to, like, go through, like, an invasive exam just to prove that you are the sex you say you are, just so that you can play the sports that you want to play. That feels weird. Like, I don't know if I'd, like, go through with it if someone, like, asked me to do that to be able to... Anyway, if a participant's sex is disputed, the participation shall establish the participant's sex by presenting a signed physician statement indicating the participant's sex based upon only the following. The participant's internal and external reproductive anatomy, the participant's normal endogenously produced levels of testosterone. This one's weird because, like, what happens if you have a girl who just produces a lot of natural testosterone? Because there are, like, even women in the Olympics who have, like, just high levels of testosterone. Like, could you, like, discriminate based on that then?
But I think that's just how you... Because, like, in any sport, in anything, right? You look at something like swimming, right?
Yeah.
Michael Phelps is born with limbs that make him a better swimmer than anybody else.
Yeah.
Right? But you can't, like, discriminate him for that.
But that's the thing is, like, so, like, this seems like a really weird clause if you could discriminate based on somebody's, like, testosterone level.
Yeah.
Like, if it's a natural... obviously, if, like, someone's taking, like, hormones, that's different, right?
Yeah.
But, like, if that's their natural testosterone, that seems like a really weird thing to include.
Yeah, that's their game at that point.
Yeah.
That was just look up the draw.
Analysis of the participant's genetic makeup. Okay, wait, I want to go through some of the comments. The only
It
way
is
to escape
weird.
Ohio is through school sports. Ohio is an abyss which never lets people go. Jesus. Were you from Ohio? Why do you hate Ohio so much? I mean, I also hate Ohio, but like, I don't know why you hate Ohio. It's a team doctor. They do sports physicals all the time, on them all the time. My wife did that in her residency. Your genital inspections? Like a physical is not a genital inspection. These are different things, right? It just seems super weird to like put a kid through that. But I don't know. I don't know if I'd be okay with like the state mandating that like you have to go get like a physical done as like a teenager, and like just to prove that this. Oh yeah, I don't know. Also, could you not provide a birth certificate? Doesn't your birth certificate have your like signed birth on it?
Hmm.
It seems weird. Again, like, what do birth certificates not have sex on them when you're born?
Yeah.
Like, I know Canadian ones do, but do American ones not? Why could you not just present a birth certificate? In the US, you need a physical to make sure that they're not going to collapse from asthma, have a heart attack, rupture a test. Yeah, that's fine, but that's like a health thing. But we're talking about sending like kids to the doctor to get an
Oh
inspection
yeah.
done on their genitals to say like,
Hello.
oh hi Will, to like say like, oh, I am the sex that I say I am, and now you can keep playing in your sports, and like you have to that. It just seems like a really big overstep
Cock
of government.
inspection day.
Hmm.
Cock inspection day.
Hmm.
God,
It's a
Jesus.
weird thing. Could you imagine being in high school and be like, "Hey, yo, we gotta check your cock real quick."
Yeah, right.
It's
This is
just
why it feels
weird,
so
man.
weird. Like it feels like it's like
All
yeah.
right, boys, line them up and pull them down. Cock
Yeah.
inspection day.
Oh god.
I got you.
Oh well.
Right before your midterm.
Right before you. Can you imagine? Oh God. Anyway, derailed.
That is the midterm.
Damn.
You have to pass the genital inspection. You must get a physical. The same doctor can write the letter. Yeah, but does the physical include that you're?
Head back up and get snacks.
Does like a physician check like would your genitals ever be exposed in that situation? I don't even know. I'd have to like look into the matters of a physical, but I also don't know if like is that all across the states? Because I don't think we have that here. Really? What the fuck are they doing down in the States? They make you cough? Oh, yeah, okay. I mean, I know that, but
Oh,
like,
is that where they stick their finger up your butt and tell you to cough?
maybe the States is just fucking wildin' because I don't think that's a thing in Canada. At least in my
Wait,
state.
what are we even talking about?
Physicals for like if you're in sports.
Oh.
But like, I don't remember any of the kids at our high school having to get like a physical done to like play even on the like team sports.
Wait, for a high school sport?
Yeah!
Bro, who the fuck cares? It's high school sports. That's crazy.
I was like, I fucking hate all of you.
I
Oh.
feel like
Okay,
Americans
Michelle's in
put
here.
so much
Okay. Oh shit,
emphasis-
she's loud.
Yeah.
My bad. Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
No, I feel like Americans put so much emphasis on high school sports. Like, damn.
That's
chill
like the
fuck
difference, right?
out.
Like Americans take sports too seriously. No
My
offense.
boy's gonna be the quarterback or linebacker for the.
Bro, who the fuck cares about
Tiger.
sports?
You have socialized medicine. It doesn't matter. The school in the U.S. need to be identified before being sued. Real? Oh, in any sport you need to get a physical. Dang, sucks for y'all because I don't remember that shit happening.
Yeah, I
Those
think
taekwondo-
Americans just take high school sport way more seriously.
Because, like, I'm pretty sure, like, you know, my brothers never were, like, they didn't get physicals. I don't think Ramneek got physicals when he was in soccer. Like,
Yeah,
No, I don't think because it's
But-
not like you're fucking competing in like the NHL or some shit.
Americans are so fucking weird about, like, things like this.
I had yearly
Like, I can-
physicals
I
for
can
playing
understand
football.
for,
It's just the
like-
way it goes. They check you out to make sure you're able to play the sport medically.
I can understand it for like college football. But like,
Yeah. I also
Like,
understand this when it's for
thing.
like medical reasons, but if you can just like basically go to your school and be like, I don't think that person's a girl. I want them to go get
even
their genital.
medically, like, I don't think we ever had physicals. Like, I think it's just if you want to play, you want to play. If you're not medically able, then just don't fucking play, idiot.
Well,
Yeah.
you should already know if you're not medically able.
Well, the
Right?
whole thing is in the States, they don't have like the same like medical care as us. I guess that's what Talon said.
You know what? You know
Well, in
what?
the
That's
States, like,
true.
sports and everything is taken way more serious.
Hey,
Yeah,
yo,
it's a
Ram, did you
whole
ever
different
get
culture around
drilled as a
sports.
kid to play soccer?
Wait,
Get
what?
Did you
Did
just
you
say get
ever
blown?
get physical?
I thought she said, "Did you ever get blown to play soccer?" And I was like, "Wait a minute."
No.
You get diddled. playing soccer.
Yes, Jesus.
I did.
Oh, holy
Michelle's,
shit, no.
your microphone cuts out too much like the worst times, and it always sounds like you're saying something drastically different than what you are.
I
Are y'all
got.
playing Tetris?
I had,
No?
We can.
Do you want
Oh,
to?
Can.
Nah, it's whatever.
I had.
Do you
demo
want to
games
play
on
Tetris? I'll play
PS.
Tetris. I want to play games. I finally don't have work for one night, and you guys don't. You guys are all fucking off playing GTA when I have 40 gigs left on my
Well, we're
computer.
not playing GTA now.
What do you want to play then?
I don't know.
Michelle,
What?
Do you want to play,
what do you want to play?
Tetris?
Oh, sure.
I mean, Michelle ain't got no games, so pretty much browser games only.
Tetris or Brawlhalla? That's
And
it. That's
sometimes
literally all
that
we
bitch
have.
don't even-
When Fall Guys becomes free, you better have enough space to get Fall Guys, Michelle.
Me? Oh.
Mm.
Wait, how much
But,
is
I
how
feel
big is Fall
my
Guys?
brother,
Not too
my
big.
brother in high school, when he was playing kabaddi, that's like more intense.
Your brother played
wrestling.
kabaddi? Oh my god, your brother
hell
is so
yeah,
brown.
dude. He's the most surly boy ever.
Kabaddi.
Kabaddi is more, it's like, I don't know, as intense as wrestling, but they don't do no physicals. You just go in, start.
Yeah,
do
that shit is
sumo,
crazy. That's just more intense than football, man. You fucking take people down in
Well,
that.
you're doing like, essentially, you're doing like sumo plus wrestling
Yeah.
plus
Yeah,
football.
it's like
so,
sumo football. It's crazy. Punjabi people
In
are
my
wild,
opinion-
okay?
You know people dislocate their like arms and shit doing that shit because you gotta link each other up and then.
Yeah, but anyway,
It's like,
I
oh,
said,
you know
my
what it is?
brother-
It's football, sumo wrestling, and like that Red Rover game we all played as kids.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
over in wrestling.
Red Rover was crazy. That shit fucked up my arms as a kid.
Red
Why did we
Rover
play
was
that? That shit was crazy. That shit actually was crazy for like a bunch of 7-year-olds to be playing.
Hey, yo, that shit was wild, homie. Red Rover last week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
That shit was
I need to
crazy.
close this guy. I look real bad on camera trying to plug this in.
Oh, we had so many games to like. You all have to play Red Ass. Where like if you lost, you get to like kick a ball at your ass.
What?
Nah, I.
Rams, you have the most interesting childhood I've ever heard of, and I'm
Red Ass
kind
was
of...
a phenomenon across the entire nation.
No,
okay?
I'm like...
Not just.
Your childhood, it seems like... unironically, it feels like you were abused your whole childhood and you just rationalize all of it.
Hey man, you gotta live the trauma, okay?
What's wrong? What's wrong? What's up? What's going
And
on
Brady,
at
we
GT,
need you
bro?
in here, okay? I need my therapist people in here for Rams, specifically.
There is so much shit that happened in elementary that I like brush off until I get older. Then I'm like, that was really weird. Why did
Yeah,
that
I know.
happen?
You tell us stories, okay?
Yo,
And I
in my
never noticed
elementary
how weird they are until I
school-
say them, and I'm like, oh,
in
that
my
was weird.
elementary school, one kid fucked a tree.
Why? How?
I-
Why?
I need to know what that story. Wait, expand, please.
Like, well, I don't know what the motivation
Did he tell
was.
people? Or did he do it in front of people?
I think like
How
the
did you know
supervisor
about this?
caught him doing it with like his pants around the ankles and all that.
What? How old?
I don't even know. Like old enough for kids to be like, that's fucking weird for
'Cause
sure.
I always hear stories about like an age where like guys or boys get to a point where like they discover that they have something and they want to just hump shit.
No. It was
I
like it was
always
like
think that
past
weird,
the
yeah.
point where motherfuckers like already knew about that shit.
God. You ever watched a movie? What's it called?
Like we
Octopus
were
and the
that
Whale?
young. We're like old enough to know about like sex and stuff.
Yeah. You ever watch
What?
Octopus and the Whale? I think that's what it's called.
No.
It's like an indie movie. But one of the characters is like a boy who just wants to puberty, and his big thing is going to the library, masturbating, and then like rubbing his semen on books and shit.
Oh, that's kind of rude.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
sorry,
It's
where was
like
this? Was
a
this?
crime.
Wait, what was this? Hold on, what?
It's
I
a
missed-
movie. It's a movie.
Oh, thank God, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ! I thought you meant this was like somebody. I
But
zoned out
every
for.
time I hear like stories of like kids being like, "Yeah, I used to hump this," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's Why?
I mean, we had kids fucking at my school in like grade
The
6.
fucking is different from this humping it like random objects. It's two different things.
That's true. I'm trying to think. No, our school was like kind of weird because we had like my brother's class. Like there was a guy who went around stapling people, and he stapled a kid's forehead once.
The fuck?
Yes.
I just had like a mass like stapler.
Yeah,
going
he just
around.
went around the room stapling people all the time. He was kind of
It's like a
crazy.
community with
I wonder
the
what happened to
gun.
him. His name was Victor. It's always the Victors, man. I've never met a normal Victor.
Victor is a villain name.
Victor is a
Victor
villain name, and
Braun.
this kid was like on his villain arc in like grade 7, stapling people around the room.
Like Doctor Doom, Victor.
Yeah. Oh, also I put a link to the game.
Oh my god.
Anyway, going back to this bill just a little bit before we start the game. No agency or political subdivision of the state and no accrediting organization or athletic association that operates or has a business activities in a state shall process a complaint, begin an investigation, or take any other adverse action against a school or schools districts for maintaining separate single-sex inter-school. Dang, so they basically say you can't call us like hate criming because we're putting in law that it's not a hate crime.
This seems like how they went.
They're like, you
around,
can't sue us because we
slavery.
said it's not a hate crime, so it's not a hate crime.
It's like slavery was wrong because it was legal. Like, no, it's still wrong.
It's like,
I just like I said earlier, I feel like this opens a lot of doors for some predatory shit.
yeah. But this literally is like, it's not discrimination and you can't sue us for it not being discrimination because we're saying it's not discrimination. Like, or they're like saying it's, maybe they're accepting that it's discrimination, but they just don't want to be sued on it. So they're basically putting a law in like, that we can't be sued on this because even if it's discrimination.
The thing about it is that like we can sit here and be like it's wrong, but like it's one of those tricky situations where like we don't like nobody has an answer for this
Hey,
yet.
yo,
No one
actually,
knows how to like approach the situation yet, and that's the weird part.
I have a question for the Americans. Like, I feel like in American like high school movies, they're always like showing the motherfuckers like all showering together, like prison style, after like
Oh, that's the thing.
PE or whatever. Yeah, is that a real thing? Y'all motherfuckers really be like 50
By that naked in front of each other,
Yeah, like motherfuckers
passing the
butt
belt
ass naked in
so
the
far
shower.
around.
What did I walk into?
Oh,
'Cause, like,
why is everyone so loud when they join?
Over here, no one be doing that.
I
Like, if
apologize.
you go in the
You're
shower,
You're okay.
in the change room, people gonna clown on you.
Yeah, we had one shower.
Yeah, no, oh wait, you guys had one, the girls' bathroom had 2.
No, I
Damn,
think
why
we
y'all
had,
so bougie?
no, I think we had one, and then there was like some handy, capable, accessible
Yeah,
area.
there's a handicap. Yeah, one.
No, there was 2 showers in ours.
No, we had one shower head, and then we had a closed off room with no like shower or anything, but just like if you don't want to change it for other people.
No, we had that too, but we had 2 showers
I
still.
don't know, but anyways, the point is like, I just want to know if that shit's like a thing. 'Cause
Some
it
have
ain't
little
here.
curtains.
And
but
it just
yeah,
seems
Apparently
like-
it is.
Ed said it's a
Yeah.
thing. Dang. Also, Ed is the
So
volume.
maybe-
Okay.
It could also just be like we had a not so like big school. It was small and poor.
No, I mean,
because, okay,
our school was
I-
decent size.
It's not even that bad.
the
Yeah.
At
school
least
I-
but there were like big schools that I'm pretty sure
no,
has.
'cause I went to school in New Brunswick, and they had the showers, but no one ever used them.
I mean, no one
Mm.
used them at our school either, to be fair.
To be fair, we didn't even have like a
But
cafeteria. or
that
anything.
must be weird though, because you just know like what everyone's cock looks like, or you just don't look, or
What you don't know?
What?
like what's
Oh,
the etiquette?
Listen, Ohio needs to focus on
Oh,
their
you trying to play,
education
Tetris with
system
us?
first before they
Oh,
do
Michelle's
all
in,
this
You
sorry.
shit.
guys are playing Tetris?
yeah, you want to come
Mhm.
play? There's a link in my.
I've never played Tetris.
Did you ever go to school in the U.S.?
Sile?
Sile?
No, Sile's been here.
Oh,
Wait, Sile went to elementary
Sile
school.
been here.
wait, yeah, sorry, no, I was thinking of someone else.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sorry,
Have
I
you
just
played
ate like
Tetris?
2 chili cheese dogs, and I'm a little out of it.
Without me?
Well, you ain't here, so yeah.
What the fuck?
That's fucked up.
If you want you should have been here then. You know where the chili cheese
That
dogs
is
are.
true.
I love streaming with you guys because I don't have to do shit. You guys are the entertainment.
How
What
did you
the
play
fuck?
Tetris?
If you wanted a chili
Oh,
cheese dog yourself,
Oh, we did
you
not
know
explain
I'd be
anything to
making
him.
chili
Like a
cheese
keyboard?
dogs.
You didn't even have chili at
We should have had you
home.
read the rules first.
I
Probably
had
would've been a good idea.
beans and I
You
had
really should have
chili
went over the
powder.
rules.
I would explain.
We just, like, dropped silent. We're like, "Alright, we're good."
Music to my ears.
I had beans and I had chili powder. So what you
I already
think will
fucked
happen?
up. I fucked up.
It happens.
I
We'll
know.
teach you next round.
Anyway, Sahil, let me tell you a quick breakdown if you want it. Because sometimes people don't want it.
That sounds unconsensual.
Oh
So-
god. I made
That's
a
why she's
mistake.
asking consent.
Always
You
ask for
always need to ask
consent,
for
peeps.
Yeah, always.
I'm not
I
hearing
fucked
yes.
up. I fucked up.
Sahil, you gotta say yes, bro.
For
I mean, you don't
what?
have to.
If you
but...
want to learn to play.
Oh yeah, I do. I'm just really scared.
Just truly
Okay, basically your arrow keys move. Spacebar is hard drop.
Oh.
Down key is
You know what a
soft.
hard drop is?
No.
Okay,
It just
you
drops
gotta,
it like right away. It just
yeah,
like drops
it's
it.
fast drop.
It's going faster. I can't.
Yeah.
I forgot to turn
Sabrina
speed
can
off
see.
too. That's okay. Well,
That's
we
okay.
fucked that shit up. That's my bad.
If you press C or Shift, it will hold the piece, which means it'll just like put it away. You can use it later.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
we'll
that was
explain
so-
this next round.
Just wanna get.
That was so scary.
Yeah, it's pretty scary when you.
It just kept getting
It's-
faster.
Sabrina's
Oh,
been
I fucked
playing.
up.
Sabrina's been playing, and she's still scared of this.
Yeah, I still don't like
god,
speed.
Oh god. Oh Lord Jesus.
Bro, Sabrina, this isn't looking too great for you.
Oh.
This is her
Wait, how
fault
the
too.
Brams,
What
how'd you get
happened-
out?
Happened the other day and they
Oh.
died.
I'm also putting
I
targeting
was
on. I'm
laughing
sorry.
at,
I'm.
guys.
We gotta target Michelle and Rams. I'll put it
No!
on.
What the fuck? No, no. Oh shit, she's fucked it. She's fucked
Don't
it.
Anyway,
have
this
little curtains
stream
in your
wildly
showers?
derailed suddenly.
We have little curtains.
No, ours had whole doors.
Yeah, there's a whole.
No,
door.
no, no.
Like okay, I know that they
I love
have
that
them,
breakfast.
but like
But do
I
they
just wanna
actively
know if
use
people,
them?
like use them?
Oh,
Like, is it
yeah,
like, like everyone
yeah.
be using them, or like one weird kid be going in there?
I think
Because
like
the
if it's
weird
a sports
kids
team, like
use
the whole sports team would use them. But like I don't know about PE if they're all showering after PE.
Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn
It
it!
wouldn't be because like how do you have that time?
People
How do you
actually
get
use
time
them?
for
I
a
mean,
shower?
maybe they just
Yeah.
got more time.
How long are
How
your
much
school
time do you
dues?
get in between classes? Like we got like 10 minutes if we're lucky.
No, yeah, usually
Sports people use
no,
them,
it was
yeah.
5 minutes. Like it was
But
5
y'all
minutes
don't use
between
them for
classes.
like after PE, like regular
Did,
PE,
like
right?
sports people use them in our high school though?
No, I don't
No.
It
think
was
so.
like, yeah.
You just go home, homie.
Hey yo, what's
no,
going on?
Michelle!
What?
Because I don't know for us even like after PE, it's like harder to get changed to get to your next class. Right
Yeah.
away.
I don't know if we got the
I
time.
think motherfuckers are too like preoccupied destroying the change room to actually. Like, do that,
The
so.
amount of times.
Oh wait, fuck! I didn't mean to
the
push. Oh,
roof is
shit.
Sabrina!
My bad. Okay, I'll fix it next time. I'll fix it next time.
Motherfuckers just be like moving
Fuck
the
it.
panels and crawling into the
We're
roof.
just going straight back into it. Okay, let's figure it
I'm
out.
so sorry. I forgot.
We're just figuring it out.
Just figure it
Basically,
out.
life.
Life or death.
Yeah, we have a.
It's like
we have
everything
someone
else,
new in
you
here,
know?
You gotta turn off.
Speed.
Oh, you gotta put on targeting. So.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't hit him.
I am speed.
Will lasted a very long time. Good job,
You're
honey.
surprised?
Ooh.
Yes.
Oh.
You do not expect that by now?
I always expect it.
Mm-hmm.
Is lasting a long time uncommon for Will?
How the fuck did this turn to y'all hating on me?
I didn't. I was supporting.
What I hate it. We're baffled by the hatred from her.
What?
I'm always hating.
See, Michelle, this is why you ain't got no fucking chili cheese dogs.
No.
That's fucked.
Yeah. So I hope you enjoy it. Chili cheese dogless bitch.
It's okay. I ordered
Oh no, I
pizza.
pressed the wrong one. It's going the wrong way.
What kind of pizza?
Little Caesar Supreme Pizza.
Mm.
Oh, I fucked
You
up.
can't tell.
I fucked. This is not good. Oh, sports children, please.
Sports
Yeah.
children.
No. This is going
Anyway.
horribly. This is. Long.
Also, AU fuck sports kids.
Oh, I have a question for you guys. What do you think the main point of education should be? Like
The what?
academics in
For
school.
life.
No, I
Mm.
fucked it.
Get your money up.
I don't know. Like, I feel like a big part of it is socialization.
I can't focus on big questions
like-
like this right now. This
okay.
I
is
think it's just literally just to
Yo,
prepare you
that's
I-
why
after
homeschool
school.
kids are always weird as fuck.
okay.
Wait,
Well,
what?
now that I've died, what was the question?
What do you
Um,
think the main purpose of school is?
Like education and schooling.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I guess before it was to enter the workforce in a good way, right?
But do
Like
you
the whole
think that
point.
it should end there, or do you think it ends there, or does it go further than that? Because like people always like, oh, I wish I learned this in school, or like taxes, or this, or that. Well, none of that has to do
Well, I
with the
mean, I think
workforce.
the school curriculum itself has tried evolving a little bit, I'd say, with the
Mm.
times, because they're trying to offer like a lot more classes, and they're constantly trying to update the curriculum. I'm not saying they're doing a good job about it,
But
because
they're trying.
obviously,
There's an effort.
I mean, yeah, as much as you can say with the school board and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
I mean, I guess in my head, I didn't really think that school cheated me out because, like, I obviously wanted to go into sciences. That was always something I was geared towards, and so I was very well facilitated with that. I know with people who enjoy music and stuff like that, they have really good programs for that too. I don't know exactly what it's like from the arts or from other standpoints, because I think the reason why though is because I guess older people kind of deemed those areas as not as
Traditional,
well,
to
not
what?
even traditional. It's like if you think about it, like what kind of jobs would you get having like an arts major type thing?
Well,
It would
there's a
just
lot of
surround
jobs in art, but the art major part of it doesn't really affect
yeah,
your
yeah.
job too
But
much.
what I'm saying is like for like if you teach a whole bunch of kids like science and you
Right,
really put science into them, they at least have like research. They have a lot of other things they can go into like analyst positions and all that kind of stuff, right? Like even with
right,
like hard maths, you can do like accounting and all that kind of shit, right?
right.
Michelle,
But
how do
with
you turn on targeting? Sorry. Oh, allow
that's
manual
man.
targeting. There it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Rams, the other thing was always just like I think we've gone through like a little bit of a cultural shift now.
Wait, not to like click, but like just backtrack a little bit. When you're talking about like the art major versus like learning sciences, are you talking about like what you're learning or what the outcome is by learning that? Like getting them, a degree or in something or whatever, or like setting up for that. Like, is that what you're talking about, or just actually what you're learning? Because if we're talking about just like art, right? Just learning art can set you up for a lot of different careers,
Yeah, I guess in
especially today.
my
Like
Yeah,
the
like
work
you could just
for
be drawing
artists
like very
are at an all
scientific
time high now.
motions online.
yeah, now it is. But the thing is, the school curriculum doesn't like
Update as fast.
it's slow to catch up kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So like back when we were in like elementary, like I'm thinking when we were in elementary school and
Right.
like high school and stuff like that,
Pre
right?
boom of the internet being as
I
is
mean,
what it is now.
yeah, I was gonna say I feel like we were in like a weird transition state, but I think it comes down to the point where it's just like they thought they were teaching us what they thought was best,
Yeah.
but now that everything has kind of changed, I think there's a different definition of what is best, and
Yeah.
I feel like the school board or curriculum should probably update because things. Like, have you looked at the curriculum
Mm,
recently? Because I don't know what it's like,
mm,
and I don't.
Curriculum is like in a constant change of state of flux right now, which is like not the best because I think we got to a point where curriculum was getting better and now it feels like we're like making decisions that aren't actually making curriculum better. But I think I could go into like a whole separate stream about that. I think it'd be hard to like go over like what actually should be done
yeah.
right now.
But back
I
to
mean,
like
they have like,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. I mean, they have those literacy or our curriculum, literacy and like numeracy, like assessments and stuff instead of like a provincial or whatever.
Yeah. But
Like,
back to like the original question. So like as far as you saw, like how you said you feel like you didn't get cheated or whatever as far as uh you entering the workforce or going to post secondary to go on to do what you're doing. But do you feel like there is maybe something else that like you missed out on that's not really related to like work or anything or your career?
Well, I
Because
mean,
do we end it there of like, oh, it's literally just for you for to prepare you for post secondary, which prepares you for your job, or is it to prepare you for life?
I think they try preparing you for life because I don't like the thing is it's hard to say because some teachers are just there to teach like
Yeah,
what's on the curriculum type thing, but there's other
right,
teachers that actually try being mentors and stuff, right?
right. And then it's
Obviously,
like,
those are the teachers you really like.
it also goes to like, dude, is that fair to ask? Because it's already like just that base thing alone of setting people up for a career or whatever is a lot, right? And then to add things over to that, it's not saying it's impossible, but it's a hard thing to do.
I mean, that's why I think it's always been so individualistic, if that makes sense. Like, no one's really, like, teachers are asked, they aren't really, like, asked to teach students, but there are some that go out of their way to go, like, above and beyond to really be, like, a good mentor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, it's always difficult talking about these things, because there's always going to be people that think they got cheated, because everyone has their own kind of things that they want to
There's a lot of individual experiences.
Yeah, it's just hard to say. Like for me, it was like school was fine. I excelled in what I could. I did what I could, type thing. But for other people, like for a lot of people right now, like they wish they learned a lot more about like real estate and stuff like that, because real estate is kind of fucked right now.
Right.
And I don't think anyone would complain if there's like a real estate course in high school where you would get to learn like how mortgages work, how a down payment works.
But then it goes to like, is that even a possible thing of fitting into curriculum?
Well, I mean, just like you have your accounting class, you can choose to take something as like an elective.
Yeah, it'd have to be like elective at a higher grade, maybe, type of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's like I would totally agree with adding like more options for electives. Obviously, like
I mean, like they don't even give you like cooking classes or anything. Like that's not. I mean, kind of it is, but also if it's not.
No, I would disagree. I think like for a lot of kids,
that's a big industry.
Well, not even that. It's like most kids probably should know how to like cook basic meals by like the time they get out of high school. But like for us, like we all grew up in like households where like maybe we were like able to like learn to cook a little bit better. But like I don't think like there's a lot of kids out there who don't ever like gain those skills in any other place. Right. So like I actually don't mind being. Yeah. So like cooking skills, I would actually like
kerosene on it, light it on fire.
Oh my goodness.
Or like textiles, like a lot of kids like. You're like, whatever.
These are like pretty good, like basic skills.
I think, and then you don't need to sew it because it's burnt.
I think the question first starts to of like, what do we expect kids to learn at home? Like, what can you realistically expect for them to learn there, and then where does school come to fill in the gaps? Yeah. Because you can't, if you just start with like where school starts off, then you're, I don't know. It's like you gotta be like, oh, this is a kid who has parents who are have some responsibility of also settling up for the real world, right? Not the easiest thing to do with, having to pay bills and this and that, to always be there for your kids, but like...
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, for me, I think, like, one thing I feel like I missed out on was, like, and the thing is, even with, like, my girlfriend, I always find, like, because the thing is, she doesn't go out of her way to find information on, like the different things about like inflation or like investing or anything like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So like a lot of people, I think there's like a really big lack of information in like the whole money thing that a lot of people are kind of looking towards because it's so publicized now on social media.
And glorified like a motherfucker.
Yeah, and the thing is, it makes it very hard to like figure out what's right versus wrong, what's good for you versus what's good for someone else. And I think if something like that was taught in school, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, because like no one really knows that much like what inflation actually is in like a real-time context here and how it's affecting us.
So like right like some type of basic economic like understanding.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like I feel like I never really had that because I don't know why, but I just never feel like I got that kind of education on like what was happening.
Okay, I'll ask you this then. If they had something, say like the whole taxes thing, right? Where everybody's like, we never learned how to do taxes in school. That's probably something we do. If say they did try to do that and try to teach kids about taxes,
how many kids would take that class?
No, not take the class. How many kids are gonna come out that class actually knowing how to do taxes versus coming out with like maybe even if they got a good grade, just like fast food information that they don't really keep or they don't pay attention to? Because we all know kids. I was one of those kids in high school who like whatever you taught me, I probably did not remember because I just
knew it for like the short amount of time that they taught you it, but like after like it was out of your brain, like you pass the class, you're done.
Yeah, and like I'm not saying that they shouldn't, but if most kids aren't gonna remember that, right? Like,
Is
I
there
don't
any-
know how much resources we could put into that,
I
and be like, this is,
mean, homie, you took a biology course. What do you remember from there? Oh,
I,
nothing, because I
I,
I
did all the
remember
work for
great
you.
handwriting. I remember
Yeah.
very, very great handwriting.
Mhm.
well, I think like my kind of rebuttal to that is that there are people that want to take the course and there are people
Right,
that don't want to take it. If you take it by your own choice,
right.
then the hope
Yeah.
is that they would.
But you think it should be just like like a course just you choose, right? It's not like a
I think you would have
mandate.
to. I think you would have to. I think there's like things that like you can't like force students to learn because like what are you going to take out of the curriculum is like always the big question with these things. And like second is like again like you said it's like I took a lot of classes. Like I took a lot of chemistry classes. Obviously, I did chemistry in university, and there's like things that I learned in most of my classes that I don't fucking remember anything about.
Yeah.
Wait, I want to read the comments. Ed says, yeah, a lot of kids don't know the basics of cooking, cleaning, car maintenance, basic coping skills, handling relationships, emotional regulations, balancing checkbooks. Like, yeah, all like basic things that you're probably going to need in your life. It's not like stuff that like heavily gets implanted in you in high school. That was a weird word to say it. We put a shit ton of
Yeah,
resources into
They don't put a
JR
microchip into you.
OTC, and
That's what I'm
many
saying.
don't
Yeah.
join. Wait, what's JR OTC? Is that that must be American
It's
thing?
that thing people are always making fun of.
Thanks, helpful.
They make fun of a lot of things, man.
No.
I
Like,
make
you
fun
know,
of you
like-
all the time, and that
You
doesn't
never
really.
seen those memes that are like JROTC kids?
Oh, Junior Reserve Officer Training. Okay, yeah. It was like that one meme kid who was like, he's like, I'm a future Marine. That
Yeah,
kid.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think. Did you guys ever have this course back in like for me back in grade 8, like at the beginning of high school? It's called life skills.
No.
No.
Okay, so basically
We had grade
a
10
course-
planning. That was it.
Which I was gonna bring up planning
Which-
later, but
I
we'll
feel
bring
like
that up
you
after.
could add it into planning. You know,
Yeah,
like,
our
or, like,
planning
how people
our
work.
planning
But
classes were
planning,
useless.
If you don't remember, planning did try to teach us a little bit of taxes and everything of this. Nobody remembered it. And to
True.
that, I will say our
It's
teacher was not the
weird, but
best
we
at like
have
actually
to.
giving us information.
It depends which
I feel
teacher
like
you
the
had. Some
planning
teachers just did
teachers
not give a
were always
fuck.
just like random ass teachers that didn't have anything else to do.
It was literally
No,
teachers who
literally.
weren't. No, that's all it
At
was. It's
least-
like teachers who
At
didn't
least
teach
our
that block.
teacher
No,
was a
our
mortgage
planning-
broker.
In grade 10,
Ours
they
was
gave
the
us
music
I don't
teacher.
know if
We
you
had
guys
Mr.
planning, but we
What's
had
his
planning.
face? We
And
had
our
like the
planning
music
class
teacher was
just
ours.
watching like The Apprentice.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, no,
but-
literally, like the whole time they just put on like
You guys are
movies.
joking, right?
Literally.
No,
We watched.
No.
Here's
we
what
watched
no,
it.
here's the summary of planning.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to-
Basically, planning. He'll give us some worksheets, right? You do them in a group, and then the next day he's giving you a test or a quiz. The
Oh.
quiz or test is open
Hi,
book,
thank you for the follow.
and if you don't like no
Oh,
one
thank
asks you can
you.
even ask him, and he'll give you the answer. After that,
Yeah.
you watch Apprentice, and that was it. That was it. So it was 100% class no matter what. You had to like just.
I
want
still
to
can't
not
believe-
get 100%,
what's his
you not get
face?
100%.
I forget what his name is, but I can't believe he just made you guys watch
Mr.
The Apprentice the whole time.
Blackmore.
Yeah, Blackmore.
Okay,
'Cause we
I'll-
had-
I loved him.
We had a, you know
He's
the,
out of-
you know the music teacher. What was his name? He was really nice, and he was probably one of the better planning teachers because he was always like, yeah, they tell us not to teach you this stuff, and like, cause like especially when it came to the sex ed stuff, I think the actual like curriculum was like very minimal, and it was like mostly supposed to focus on like not abstinence only, but like kind of like here's like some basic contraception, and here's like the then like the rest is abstinence. So like it gave you some, like that was like the actual but he's like, I know you guys are stupider than that, so I'm not gonna like just go off of this. Here's like some actual like good sex ed advice, and that was pretty much like how he taught it. Because I was like,
They never told
And
us.
then
where
and
the
then
shit
and then
is.
the other
Our
side
section
you
was
had
Juno.
you had Blackmore who
like
just
he
made
showed
up
us the
Juno.
movie Juno. Well, we watched Juno, but then like I totally forgot his name, but he was such a good teacher. But he's like, yeah, like you guys are gonna need to know way more than this. Like I'm not just like,
No, we
he's
had
like,
nothing else. We just had Juno, and then he was like, "All right, next thing."
What do
Oh.
you mean? We watched. Okay, we were in the same planning class, but I was in his class. We watched videos about like
We
all
didn't
that
do that.
stuff. Well,
He literally
basically,
showed us Juno, and then
I
passed.
had a great experience with him, and because I don't know.
You
maybe
might
I
be
paid
the only
attention
one,
to
'cause
it.
I loved
everyone
the
I remember
class.
talking
The class was the best blow off class.
literally. To be
But,
fair,
like,
even I
they
feel
know-
blown up. Like the tests were like basically so intuitive that you couldn't fail.
Oh well, no. Like I'm just saying. like,
And
he did
the
teach
kids
us
in our
stuff.
class had the audacity to cheat on those tests, and it was open book.
How do you have the? How do you cheat? It's right there. It's open book.
What
It
else
was
did you
open. It was open book, and the kids in my class were fucking cheated. I
How the
hate people.
fuck?
Our school was you had planning classes.
And-
Wait, do you guys not
and
have planning
we get to
classes
grade
in
them
the
ourselves.
States? Hold on, did you go? You went to high school in the States, right? Like you. only did your master's outside of the States, from what I remember. But yeah, like, did you guys not have like a base, like a, we have to like in grade 10, like that's like one of the
It's just like your uni planning. It's like
anything,
like
yeah, like understand. Oh, I
At
fucked
least like a year or
up.
two.
I wasn't even paying attention. I started reading comments.
shit.
Yeah, no, we had like it's basically a class where you like learn like health skills, like life skills, sex ed. I don't know, some like basic like job interview stuff. So like
Yeah,
they
that's the
that
only
was
thing I think that actually
that thing was actually helpful.
was
They
great.
forced you to like write a basic resume, and then you had to do like a mock
A mock
interview,
interview.
which was like actually the only part of that class that was actually like good. It was like it forced you to like you had to do an interview with the teacher where they basically like act as an employer, and like you had to go do an interview for a job. And they like you also had to come dressed up, like they're like put on a nice outfit, like, you know, do the whole shebang. I think we had that at graduation too. You have to do that. You had to do it at our graduation.
Well, that's like a little bit of a different thing,
Yeah.
but
Was that the exit interview? Like, what was that? I feel like I remember doing that. It was like a mock interview for
it's
like
called
a...
grad transition.
Transition.
Was that what it was? I
They
remember
don't
doing
do
like
it
a
anymore.
there was like a
There
second
was like
They
a
don't do
couple
it
worksheets
anymore.
for us to fill out, and then we had to go do that mock interview
yeah.
with teachers, like you know, the teachers
Well,
and
you
stuff.
kind of just talk about what your plans are and stuff.
Moving
It's not
forward.
really.
Yeah.
Oh, was that
Yeah.
what it was? Yeah, I remember because I think I had either my homeroom teacher or I had Mr. V-Top, which was our English teacher. It was someone I was really friendly with, so like mine was so chilled out because we just chatted the whole time about random shit.
Mine
he's
was
like-
Nickel, the bane of my existence.
Ha, sucks to suck, homie.
Why did I think you were gonna call him a
loved
beta
it.
male?
He loved me. It was like
Beta.
the best interview I've ever had. And I was like, I know.
What?
I hate you.
I know.
What the
I like.
hell is
I feel
this?
so bad because he's a really nice guy, but I hated him as a teacher. He was such
I
an
know,
awful
he's a
teacher,
great guy.
and he loved me.
Okay.
And I dropped his class to like. I took a harder class to get out of his class. I went from regular math to honors math just so I didn't have to have him as a teacher.
It's okay. You
He
still
is
had
very
him.
much a character.
Yeah, and then I got him the next year, and then I skipped every single fucking class.
Yeah,
So
he loved me so much, even though I did so bad in his class and I
It
hated
was-
him. But it's okay.
for I don't know who's still hanging out in chat, but like it was really funny. Me and Michelle had like all of our classes together, and in our final year, in our grade 12 year, we had math class together. But my math class and my spare block, which basically is like a zero block, like you don't do anything. It's like a free spare during the day.
Study
And so-
block, I guess.
I don't know, whatever it's called. So I would be like, oh, hi, preacher. I would be like sitting at home because I live like very close to my I lived very close to my high school, so like I could walk there really quickly. But I just would, in my like grade 12 year, I skipped so much school because I didn't have the energy to go, probably because I had so much other shit going on, but you know, it's fine. I graduated with almost straight A's except for physics. But yeah,
Ain't
Michelle,
nobody get through Chang physics alive.
No.
yeah. Chang
No,
physics was the
no.
best
You gotta be,
physics
like,
That's
class.
a different. That's like a different breed.
I love Chang's physics class because it was such a wild
It's
experience, but he
wild
was
he'd be
ticked.
swinging bowling balls from the ceiling and taking you out to the parking lot to look at someone's Honda Civic or something.
He almost pissed on.
Always.
He threatened to piss on somebody's car once. Oh my god, that
He
teacher's
was
wild.
Funny.
I
Bro,
love
what
Mr. Chang,
happened
bro.
At your guys' fucking high school, dude?
Oh, we
We
just
had
had
a water fight in the hallway that was planned out by the teachers.
Mr. Chang almost drilled somebody's head once by
Mhm.
accident, but still. Anyway, yeah, Michelle would like
Accident.
because we had that like first class together. So my spare block was like my first or like my second period, but I'd have math right after that, and I was like, I don't want to go to this class. So like Michelle would actually have to like walk to my house every day. Like she'd get dropped off at school, and she would walk to my house to wake me up for class, or like because I would stop coming, and she's like, "Where are you?" And I was like, "Not in class." And so she started
Well,
walking to my
okay,
house.
like this is what because we have different we have block changes every day, so it would be like you don't come in the morning because it's math, and then you have a spare block, and then you have lunch, and then you'll come for your like last two classes, or like you'll stay home from lunch, and then you have your math class, and then we'll have spare. Like like there's all the reason to stay home.
Literally, because like my spare block was always paired with like the math class, but I think A and B classes were always like together, and then C and D or something like that.
Yeah.
So like
it's
I was always
you
like
know.
had my spare and my math class together. So I'm like, if I'm already home for spare, then I'm not going back to school for math class.
Well, it was
and if
like
it was
1,
like
2, 3, 4, 3, 4,
Yeah.
1, 2, 2, 1, 4, 3.
oh yeah, whatever it was. Anyway, so
I will never use the letters. Fuck the alphabet.
fuck. Oh damn. for no
It was
reason.
so stupid.
What's the difference? It's literally just letters versus numbers.
I can't do it.
Well, it's because they had the block, like your class was assigned as a letter, and
And the
then
position
block
was
was a number,
yeah.
and so people always get
Also,
confused.
like, you know what? I can't do the alphabet backwards, even if it's 4 letters long. Like DCBA, what the fuck?
You know what the worst thing is? So you know how people have like high school dreams after you like get out of high school, and like it's always that thing of like, oh, you're missing class, or like you can't remember your locker code or whatever. My high school nightmares that I always have is always like I'm going to the wrong classroom all the time because I don't know what my schedule is, and I keep going to
Oh
the
my
wrong
God.
class.
That was my real life.
I mean, I
my
did
high
that too, but like, I don't know why in a dream it's always so scary because I'm like trying to get to the right class and I'm like, I'm always going to the wrong classroom
Fucking
because that's always like,
Ryan's, bro.
it's like in the wrong order and I don't know what the order of the day is, so I'm like, I don't know which day it is. I don't know what it was terrible, bro. I have this dream like periodically, like once a month these days, and I don't know
It's
why.
because it's trauma. You already went through it, bro. Friday.
Bro, I just started the game, please.
Hey, my high school dream was always in the end of the year when we had our barbecue, it would be that, but they were all out of beef and chicken hot dogs, and I had to get veggie hot dogs, and I was like, damn.
Oh my god.
But I've had that dream a couple times. And it's
Eh.
Bro, why is that, bro? You are.
because it's not that I don't like the veggie dog. It's just, they're all out of beef. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Always.
that was the worst part of high school
They're
for
like
you when they ran
always-
out of beef hot dogs.
It's just
so,
what's
like,
stuck
there's a
with
lot
me.
of vegetarians, so they're
Wild.
like, we're gonna prioritize the
They should be
vegetarian.
eating the veggie hot dogs.
Yeah, but a lot of Sikhs, like, you guys don't.
Oh,
eat
you
our
guys.
vegetarian.
You guys.
Yes, you guys, bitch. Disgrace.
Oh yeah, hi preacher. I'm
Oh, yeah,
good.
no,
I'm doing
stream a
all right.
bit.
I
Stream.
Shaisa.
this is gonna be my last day with my shitty camera. I'm actually buying a camera tomorrow, hopefully. Woohoo! Look at me go.
Shaisa.
Oh, congrats. Which one are you getting?
I think I'm just gonna go with the basic, like C920 not Lenovo.
Logitech one? That's what
Yeah.
I have.
Is it good? Can you?
Do you want a video?
Yeah. Do you want to show me? Because I want to see actually how good it is. Because that's like the one that like is like the most reliable. It seems like. Because like I've seen other ones that I'm like, oh wait, let me not put you on my stream 1 second. I almost just like. I don't know, I thought it's a big deal, but.
That's fine. I don't mind.
You're gonna be a public figure one day.
Yeah.
Oh, the
it's
quality's
fine.
pretty good.
I mean, I was gonna say, yeah, no one's really complained about it, so.
I mean, it's better than my fucking webcam.
Yeah, yours is abysmal.
What
Thanks.
the fuck is wrong with these webcams, by the way? Because my Dell
Okay, yeah, that's
one
good.
is
Thanks, Sile.
so
Now I'll probably
shitty.
just buy that one then.
I think they're just really cheap.
Can't get fucked.
Because I was gonna buy one on Amazon, but you just like never know exactly how good the quality and stuff is gonna be. So I
Oh,
like,
I got this one from Amazon.
yeah, but like even like just random ones and stuff. So I'm like, oh, should I just like buy a random one? Should I like try it and see if it like works out? But like I
I
don't
mean,
know.
return it.
Yeah, I hate doing returns online. Okay, it's just awful.
But
It's not good.
Oh,
You
yeah,
literally
that's
go to, you're like, the school is right there, bro. Like, you could just, the post office is at your school.
I don't
Can
care.
you guys hear me?
You know? Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, my screen is frozen right now, so I'm just gonna restart my device.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I hate doing it. I'm bored. I don't care to do returns. I don't order things unless I know I'm going to keep them, so I just haven't ordered a camera. But now it's like, okay, Styles looks pretty good, so if that's the one I'm going to buy, I'm just going to buy it. I'm not doing any more research. I don't care.
Oh,
There's better ones, there's worse ones. I'll go with like what everyone
Just
says.
don't get the one that Stefan gave to Will.
Why? Which one's
I don't
different?
think you can even buy that shit, bro. That
What?
shit is ancient.
It's just not it.
It's
don't
like
think you
worse
can
than my
buy
webcam
that.
kind of thing.
That shit from like the dinosaur ages.
It can't be worse than my webcam. It's awful. Oh,
Yeah,
hi.
that's pretty fucking
Hello,
good.
Masters.
You've
Hello,
seen it before.
Yonka.
Yeah, it does like that
Welcome.
funky ass autofocus thing too.
Oh, see, that was like the problem. A bunch of the ones that I thought that were like pretty good do the autofocus thing, and I'm like, I don't want that one that
I
autofocuses.
think there's a way to turn it off. Like I turned mine off somehow one time.
Okay, I think I'm just gonna buy the fucking.
Oh hey Michelle, apparently our
Oh.
parcel's supposed to be here at 10 p.m. tomorrow.
Your what?
Oh. Oh.
Wait, did you buy a new car?
A
Parcel.
parcel?
Oh. I heard car.
No.
Have
I
you
mean, I
gotten?
did, but not after that one.
I thought Michelle, have you gotten a new car?
No.
Oh.
I tried to fucking call ICBC, but you know they're useless.
Yeah,
So
fair enough.
like the lady, she's like her hours are like 8 a.m. till 7 o'clock or 5 o'clock, and I was like, okay, that's cool. And then she wouldn't pick up the phone.
How dare she?
I called her like
Fucking
3
car
times.
insurance, man, awful.
I know. I mean, I'm sure she's nice. She's British, so
That, I mean,
I don't know
Go
what.
either way.
I thought British
I
people were
mean,
dickheads.
Damn, y'all really stereotyping British people.
I don't like
They
anyone
don't have
from.
it bad enough having to eat like beans for breakfast.
I'm sorry, we're.
That's why I
stereotyping other
dislike them.
people.
Okay, I went to like
Hey,
England.
beans for breakfast is good. Okay.
It's not
Hate it.
good. I've had it. Okay, I've been to England.
You know what, Rims? How you gonna say
Hey,
my
for
people
sure.
and then be defending beans for breakfast? I think you're fucking British.
No, I'm
I
not.
think
I'm
you're
the complete
fucking British.
opposite.
I think you're fucking British.
Hey, to be fair,
I think
if
you're one
anyone,
of them.
there's a
think
really
you're
good
one of
chance
them,
that Mia
Rims.
Rams has
I
British.
think
You're working with them.
We can hear you, Sile. There's a good chance that like Mia Rams has like British blood somewhere back.
That's
Okay,
what I'm
And
saying.
I hate the British.
Rams, there's a
Yeah.
chance you could be more British than me.
that's. Well, I don't know if I'd go that far.
Well,
Yeah.
how do you? I might not even be British at all. Who knows?
Well, okay, we might not be British at all either. We have probably the same amount of chance of being British.
No.
I can be French.
And if
Not
I
British,
do have some
though.
British in me, it's you.
Hey, Rims, you want some British in you?
I was gonna
Oh.
say, what's their name?
Oh. I mean, if it's Daniel Craig, maybe. Oh, what?
Isn't Max?
Oh,
Oh no,
okay.
Max isn't British.
Never
Never
I'm
mind.
saying.
It's like,
How is he not British with a name like Fanning?
That's Irish.
Same shit.
Oh, what
But
the
he
fuck?
is.
No, the Irish are cool. English beans over Mexican. Oh, Mexican. Absolutely, beans are better. Okay. To be fair, okay, Indians do beans the best because we got like that rajma stuff my mom made the other night. Oh my god, we've had so much Indian food this week though. I've been eating it all week, and it's pretty.
It's not a
fucking-
bad thing.
My
It's
mom
not bad.
made Vietnamese curry twice in 1 week, and I was like, "The fuck?"
Oh.
It's yummy, but like I'm like I'm a one and done kind of gal.
No, I've been eating like, cause like my
Honestly-
both my grandparents sent over a bunch of food that they cooked, and then I was like, it just stocked with like every type of like
I don't know
Indian
what y'all
dish.
even complaining about because my mom makes chicken breast and rice every day.
I'm not complaining. I enjoy it. Okay, it's good.
we were at
Oh, sure,
Yeah.
sure, you can enjoy it, but every day.
Michelle's house, and then Michelle's mom was asking Will about like what they eat for dinner and shit.
Oh,
We were
yo,
explaining it. I'm like, this is real. This is real life. This is how you guys really. I always thought it was just like. for
Is
show TV
Master,
shows.
Master, are you brown? I gotta ask. He knows
No,
what
like-
he knows what Rajma is.
No, I'm not saying most white people don't be eating like this. My mom just likes to make the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, well, that's really depressing. Coming from
Dude, Jesus.
a family that has a restaurant, that is probably the worst thing in the world.
Hey, did you check your
Yeah.
dates to see if you're
No,
catering that
believe
wedding?
it-
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
You should
Yeah.
check that out. I want you to. If you're at
That's
that wedding,
why I go
it will
over
be
to
far
Michelle's
less
house.
annoying. I mean, I guess.
Yeah, like if you had like the same dinner 2-3 days in a row, you're like, I'm gonna come over.
It's more than it's honestly like lately I think we've literally had like chicken and rice for like the past like 2 weeks.
Yeah, that sounds really depressing, dude.
That's why like
It-
when I have time on the weekends I go and eat out because I'm not about the chicken and rice every
No,
I'm
the
not trying to
rotation.
be a gym rat.
The rotation is spaghetti and meat sauce and
Oh yeah,
chicken.
yeah, that's true. Well, yeah. Things like that.
My dad made spaghetti and meat sauce today.
Which like
I made a
here's the
chicken
thing,
parm sandwich.
spaghetti and meat sauce is fine, but not 3 nights in a row.
Fair enough. Understandable.
Y'all don't get
I'm-
like taco night and shit.
Sometimes,
No.
but like it's very rare. Like sometimes, and then like my mom will make like tacos like twice that week. Like I don't know
yeah,
why she just make different stuff. She likes to just make the same stuff over and over again for like a week long period, and then
I mean, maybe if you have the ingredients, you gotta use them up. But like,
Does
No,
your mom
because she
work?
brought
With
it
big
before.
family, with your family, I feel like it's
Yeah,
Like, I
you have a
think she
big
just-
family too.
I think she just forgets that there's like other food.
Does your mom work?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind. I was gonna say, like, sometimes if you're working. Okay,
she just doesn't like to cook.
fair enough.
No, she does not.
It's
I'm fine with
okay.
that.
The thing is, I don't like to cook, but I also very much enjoy the end product.
You
I
like
feel
eating.
that.
I like eating.
That's why I just get Michelle to cook.
Damn.
Yes, you're lucky. You found somebody who can cook for you. Cook well for you.
Oh, I submitted my application to be a TA.
Oh, woohoo. Go Sahil. I kind of want to apply to be a TA for a philosophy class. I think it'd be kind of fun. But
I mean, Tina's a
I
TA, so
I want to read people write philosophy like I write philosophy, and I'm
Oh.
like, I'm gonna hate everyone else because everyone sucks at writing philosophy.
I was
Sorry.
going to say, I applied for a bioethics course.
A
and,
what?
It's like a bioethics course.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so it talks about like different scenarios and like what would happen. Like if a patient has like a, so it's called the DNR, but it's
Oh yeah,
do
do
not
not, yeah.
resuscitate.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do you do if the patient has a DNR, but the family's like, you should resuscitate him. He was drunk when he got that tattoo. Like, do you resuscitate? Do you resuscitate then kill him after? Like, what do you do?
I
you
vote
can't
that
kill him
option. Resuscitate if he says I was a DNR, you then kill him.
You just kill him.
Yeah. That's how you do it, right? That was the right answer?
Well, I think what would get you in the least amount of trouble is if you didn't resuscitate.
I mean, that's what I would probably do, but that's just because I don't want to save anybody's life.
well,
Let them all die.
I think the patient can go on to sue you, right? Or is that wrong?
Well, if they're not
If you do
alive,
resuscitate?
it gets kind of hard.
Yeah, see,
Wait,
they can't
no,
sue.
you-
They
you-
can't.
if
Of
you
not
did
doing
wrong,
it, like if they were like not in the sane
It's,
mind.
well, okay, yeah. So the whole thing with a DNR is basically a person saying like, hey, if I
Don't bring me back. Just if it's
basically if I die, don't.
If God
don't bring me
takes
back.
my life, I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
natural
like
selection.
there's a lot of reasons why, but
Right.
long story short, if they have a DNR, then you don't resuscitate. But the DNR, if you have a very good case as to why the DNR should be like void or something like that, then maybe, but it have to be like a
Yeah,
like,
well, 'cause I'm just trying to think of what's a good case for it. Nah.
If they're not in their right mind, maybe.
yeah, like okay, imagine like someone that is like deemed mentally, like not mentally ill,
Not
but like,
saying mind or body or whatever it is.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like, yeah,
like
yeah.
If you have like extreme disorders, like mental disorders, that would inhibit your
right.
ability to make like good judgments.
like I was gonna say, it's
No.
hard to say specifically, but just a long story short, if you're not in the right mindset to be making choices about your own thing, then it would go to your secondary decision maker, which would be your parent, guardian, significant other,
Dog.
like, not your dog.
Damn.
But
That'd be
so
awesome.
part of the things with like stuff like that is like it's called like taking care of like your own palliative care in the sense where it's like you make sure your last wishes are known, because there's a lot of
Right.
problems people get into where it's like say like Randy, you were my secondary decision maker. If I was like in a coma or something like that, you would be making decisions based off of what you
Let him
thought
go.
were my wishes because of that. But if I have all my like what I think would be right type thing
Right.
written down, then that's a different story.
I get it. It's like the same thing with like wills and stuff where people are like, no, blah, 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 blah. You know?
Yeah, I think the most common case is like if a person is in like a medically induced coma or something like that. Like, do you take them off life support? How long do you wait till you take them off life support? All
Right.
that kind of stuff. There's actually someone. There was a family that I think it was in Canada actually. There was a father who went into a coma, and he was in the coma for like 6 or something. Like he was in there for a while. And what ended up happening was the doctors were like, it's really recommended that
Yeah,
sorry,
That he's not gonna.
make it. Oh, silent?
sorry. I'm
Yeah, I'm
playing
using
a
TikTok.
comp game right now.
Oh, gotcha.
But yeah, so back to the main point at hand. What was that other story? Oh yeah, so
Uh,
the doctors were basically saying like it's really recommended that we take them off life support or something.
Mm.
And the patient's family were really, really going for like a hey, don't do it. Like it's against our wishes. We don't think he would want to be in like he would want to stay on life support.
mhm.
And it was costing the hospital a lot, but obviously like they had to stick with it. And then I think like a certain amount of time later he ended up waking up.
Dang.
Yeah.
Was he like in full like, not like full health obviously, but like was he like
Yeah,
totally
he was
fine
awake
after?
and conscious and stuff like that.
And like he was like fine, like he wasn't like having any like severe like issues after.
I think he was okay, yeah.
Okay,
But
dang.
long story this was like 2 years ago that I read this. I don't even remember all of it. But yeah, no, it ended up working out.
That's like kind of the scary part of like the whole like taking people off life support because you're like if you wait like another 6 months, would they wake up and like but you can never like guess that, so you have to like make the best decision at the time.
Yeah.
But like if you
Yeah.
like, can you imagine like the person who's like opting for like oh you know you guys should take them off and like this happens like 6 months later now you feel like a piece of shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's always scary, but I mean, the likelihood, like the chance of that happening was so
Oh yeah,
low.
of course. Oh fuck me. Don't fuck. Sorry. Go ahead.
Later, baby.
God damn it.
Oh.
Oh my god.
What happened, Will?
Will's just crying in the background.
He's like, I'm always second.
What?
No, I
I'm
came
third.
second. Fuck off. I was second. I've been coming
No.
second. Why you guys treat me like I'm that shit? I ain't that shit anymore.
You're still her number one.
She won a few.
Yeah.
I ain't seen it.
Shut up. Shut up. You ain't won none.
Oh, I was talking about
Show me the card back.
in Michelle's life.
Oh. I just meant I've won a couple times tonight.
She just cares about winning. She doesn't care about me.
I don't care about nothing else, alright?
Damn.
Winning is the only thing that matters in life, obviously.
Is it?
Yes. Actually, I recently realized that I am like literally Socrates
Whoa.
reborn because I love philosophy and I love being a dickhead.
Don't say you're Socrates reborn. That man fuck
wait
boys.
a minute.
What?
Hold up.
Socrates?
Yeah.
Socrates
You
is like,
little-
where did this
Oh,
come from?
really
Because like we don't even know how much
Little
the Socrates.
boys.
Where have you heard this? Because we don't even know how like accurate the depiction of
In,
Socrates.
I heard it in a fucking what was that? What's the rapper Ram?
Charles Gambino.
Yeah, Childish Gambino lyric.
Yo, fuck boys like Socrates.
It was in a Childish Gambino lyric, so you're like, that's fact? Really?
Hold
No,
on.
I looked it up.
Let me look it up. Yeah, it's true. Cause I
Me and Will were,
No,
were like, wait, hold up.
listen, no. I knew about it beforehand. I can't remember where, but I know I heard that Socrates fuck little boys. So when I heard it in the Childish Gambino lyric, I was like, hey yo, that's facts.
I thought we didn't even know if like Socrates was like even.
Apparently,
Gandhi.
he
I
fucked
feel
little
wrong.
boys.
Because I don't even know how much of like Socrates we know is like real or not, because he was like mostly just like depicted through other stories.
He like Greek or some shit.
I guess that's like most of like his writings, though we don't know if they're real or not. Like he was a real person, but like everything we know about him is like only depictions through other people.
Yep.
Damn.
Like
Good luck with that,
yeah,
Rain.
Childish Gambino, where all truth comes from. Yeah, exactly. Apparently.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna assume every old timey philosopher,
Oh, they all
scholar,
did.
everything,
Yeah.
they're all boy
That's pretty
diddlers.
good for sure.
Yeah, it's impossible to offer definitive proof on the matter, but it's extremely unlikely that Socrates was merely a figment of Plato's imagination. But like, yeah, all of our like depictions of like Socrates were like through somebody else.
Socrates fuckboys confirmed.
Y'all are fuck boys like Socrates.
Having sex with
Your
pubescent
girl
boys was a
drop
cultural
knees,
aspect
no
of
hands like
ancient Greece.
Socrates.
Socrates didn't exist. Yeah, okay, but that's the thing is like we don't know. Like he's kind of like a Jesus thing where like he might have existed. He might have been like a real. It was like a real person, but like we only know him through stories, and like all the stories about him might be false. You know what I mean?
You know,
It's like,
everybody's always like, I'm the second coming of Jesus. Can I just be like, I'm the second coming? No, actually, nah. I don't fuck boys.
Yo, that could be a porno name. The Second Coming.
that has to exist. That already exists. There's no shot that doesn't exist.
That's a horror movie and a porn video.
We were talking about this earlier. How likely is Jesus to come back and get canceled?
Oh, wholeheartedly, he absolutely would.
I feel like the emo bitches would cancel him so hard, bro.
Damn.
This is what I'm saying. Like, Jesus might have already come back, but we probably just put him in a mental institution when he starts talking about God shit. We're like, all right, relax. Like,
Yeah, because we already do that.
because
And
if
I
you
feel like
come
even-
back, start claiming like I'm the like son of God, I'm a prophet. Yeah, you're getting thrown in a fucking mental institution.
So
Okay.
many
Even
people
if you were
have done
like
that.
changing water
If
to
I did,
wine,
if I did that, you don't think I would?
mm-mm.
I think people would accept me as their Lord and Savior.
I would accept you as my
would,
Lord.
what the hell?
Yeah,
Even
Silas
if you were like
trustworthy.
changing water into wine, you'd be like, oh, that's some David Blaine shit. Like,
Yeah,
nothing-
exactly. Like, there's too much stuff now that you can like get away with like doing magic tricks and like people wouldn't. No one's buying it. All right.
Everyone's gonna be like cap.
Cap.
Could you imagine if like
Oh,
Jesus
this
had,
is so
like, one
staged,
brother-
bro. This is obviously for TikTok.
You imagine he had,
Yeah.
like, one brother, and then that's who they were like, oh fuck, it's the same dude.
Same motherfucker.
It might be that Socrates was like the name for a philosophy. Yeah. But even so, I always thought it was like a Jesus story where it's like, yeah, the person's probably real, but I don't know how like true any of the stories are, like because we only get the pictures of him through other people and stuff or like other books, like Plato's works and stuff. Like that's
What
the
the
only place
hell?
like where I've seen Socrates stuff. But oh. Ah, fuck me. Why am I so
Oh,
bad,
fuck
bro?
boys like Socrates.
So Sabrina,
Yeah, I
how's the
don't-
streaming stuff been going?
It's going good. I made a couple of friends who are really, really cool people, and yeah, it's been really good because I've been doing stuff with them a lot. My community's growing. It's been doing well. I enjoy it. I like it. It's like a
That's
fun
good
little
to hear.
side like thing for me that I get to like come home to like when I have time. So yeah, it's been going good. Steady growth, good times, good vibes, cool chat, good people.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Angry people.
Angry. There was one really
Did you see
angry
the
dude who
dogs
sent me
in
like
the front
18
yard?
paragraph message, but you know that was a one-time thing and it was kind of funny to be honest. We might believe he is Jesus if he can predict the trends of TikTok consistently. Yeah, right.
You think Jesus would like willingly come back if like TikTok exists? Like
Just because TikTok exists.
Jesus
I
will
mean,
probably
like-
come back in like 2019, and then TikTok blew up, and they're like, oh man.
yeah.
He's like
Oh,
maybe
no.
not.
Why would he come back? The world's about to end. Like climate change is like we got like I don't know, we got like a
Hey,
To be
years,
fair,
bro.
they've been telling us we have 10 years left since like 1960.
No, it's alright,
well,
homie.
that's just because that's how the doomsday clock thing works.
Elon Musk is gonna make us a bunch of indentured servants on his like Mars mining colony. We're all gonna mine We're gonna mine lithium for the batteries, for the Teslas, for the coastal elite. And it's gonna be
Exactly.
chill.
We're
What's
be
gonna happen
good.
is Jesus will come back, and then Elon Musk is gonna take credit for it.
I
Probably.
brought him back. With battery power.
Yo,
Yeah.
does anyone else remember when there was like that soccer team or whatever of kids that was like stuck in a mine shaft
Yeah.
somewhere?
Yeah.
Loosely, yeah.
Yeah, and they had to get like a submarine or whatever. And Elon Musk was like, "Oh, he's going like get the submarine and get him out." But then like they got him out, and he got like really pissy about it.
Wait, what?
He like throw like he's back in.
No, yeah, like this is like a whole thing. Like there was like a soccer team stuck in like this like cave
Yeah, I remember that
in
story.
the water. Yeah, and Elon Musk was like he's gonna build like a multi-million-dollar submarine to save him. But then like the local like search and rescue got him out like before he could even do anything, and he got like really pissy about it.
Elon Musk was
Yeah.
about to drive down, throw him back in there.
Yo, yeah, he's like, throw them kids back in that fucking mine. I want to be a hero. I want to play the hero. I want to show people that I'm a good guy.
Jesus.
I remember
That
that.
man is like the
That was
most
the whole thing.
wild person to ever exist. Like, I don't know, like, the
The
amount
world
of,
is his
like,
sandbox.
I almost, like, think that he's more insane than Trump, because at least, like, Trump is a little bit self-aware of how crazy he is. And I think he, like, markets that, but, like, I think Elon Musk is just that way. I don't think he's trying to be that way. You know what I mean?
I don't know. He always tries to be like this, like, internet personality.
Mm-hmm. What was he tweeting about recently? A population. About like the U.S. Declining population or like birth rates and stuff like that.
This motherfucker complaining about.
Well, I guess we should be
declining
pro-immigration
population.
then.
Why doesn't he go populate some bitches?
He did. They
I mean,
left him
he
for
has
communism.
You got kids.
He got a
man.
lot of kids.
He got a lot of kids. Wait, how many kids does he have? I thought he had, like,
He had
2.
like 3 or 4.
Oh, shit. He is
Yeah, like a lot of kids. And then no, wait, he's okay. I thought he had 3 kids with his like first wife, and then he had his alien baby.
Like
He's
Grimes.
a hero.
Honestly, I feel like a lot of these rich white dudes do got a lot of kids though, because they have like fucking 5 different wives, and every wife wants to have their own kids. So that's just how
Well,
they end
that's
up.
also something he was saying recently. He was like, "Yeah, it's not rich people who have kids, because like most, like in his words, most billionaires and shit that he knows have either 0 or 1 kid at most."
Nah, that's cat because they be having hella kids because they be having so many wives.
Mmm.
like
But that's
one
more
kid.
into the celebrity area instead of just
No,
like
no,
business rich.
It's like just the rich old white dudes because they have so many divorces, and then every new wife wants to have their own kids, and then they divorce that wife and get another one, and then that wife wants kids.
Wait,
Dang.
he then accused them of being pedo? Wait, who did he accuse?
Oh yeah, I think like the rescuers or whatever. Yes, I don't know. This
Wait,
What?
I don't remember like the whole thing. Like it was a while ago, but basically he was wilding is all you need to know.
This man is insane.
Fucking Elon Musk.
Okay then, interesting.
I mean, if he was fucking around with the Grimes and Azalea Banks, like, yeah, he's pretty insane.
I love that Grimes dated him and then LARPed as a fucking communist after it. It's like, did you not just date the biggest capitalist in the world? Now you're gonna turn around and
Aren't
LARP like
they
a.
still dating? Don't they?
No,
have a
they
kid
broke
together?
They
up.
have like an interesting relationship now.
They have a
They
weird
broke
relationship.
up?
But
They
the
do
fact,
like friends with benefits kind of
Yeah.
vibe.
Oh,
But I
see,
lo-
this is what I mean. The motherfucker literally had a kid with this bitch, and then they broke up, and now he's gonna go find some other wife or some shit and have more kids.
well, he's planning to he's trying to still get with Amber Heard or whatever.
Well, that's the
Is
thing.
he
That's why I
trying to
think
still
he.
get with Amber?
I don't know. I
Heard?
wouldn't be shocked. He seems like
That's why.
he's
That's
a
why I think
simp.
he is crazy.
I mean,
Because
she needs the money.
Grimes, Azalea Banks, and Amber Heard are.
That's
fucking
true.
insane.
Crazy
People.
finds
And
crazy,
that's
bro.
who he's attractive to.
Hollywood.
Yeah, Elon
Oh.
is not it. I agree.
Everyone's like memeing on him. Like, is he gonna pay Johnny?
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. That man is a simp for like,
Mhm.
he has like
For
every
crazy bitches.
reason,
I
every
mean,
reason
he
not to
did
be a simp,
pay
but he
off-
simps.
He paid like the initial. Is it?
Oh, I don't
2 or
think I can say
5
that on Twitch
million?
actually. Oops. Oh well.
Yo, it just goes to show you, you don't have to be sexy to get women.
You just have to have money.
To be rich.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
Jay-Z said
Yeah.
one time that there's no ugly billionaire. And that's true.
yeah,
What do you mean?
Just
There's no ugly billionaire.
there's no Michelle. It means exactly what you think it means.
No ugly billionaires.
Just close your eyes. It'll be over soon.
Jesus Christ.
It'll be all worth it in the end. And then he
This
doesn't
is like
put you in the
Shuan's
will.
question of like, how much would it take for you to like fuck like a grandma who would give you a bunch of
Everyone
money?
has a price.
Everyone has a price, okay? Everyone.
You can suck a dick if you don't think you have your own price.
Everyone has a price. There's amount of money that someone could offer you and you will do anything, okay? And if you don't think
Why?
you'd give up every moral you have for $1 billion, you're wrong. I don't believe you.
I mean, what if you're already like a billionaire, you might not have a price.
Oh, that's true. You have
I
to.
don't know. Billionaires are some degree.
I mean, unless we're
Yeah, that's
talking
right.
about
Billionaires
prices,
will do it. Will do it without
unless
like
we're
being
talking about like prices other than just money.
Hmm.
Because like you could kidnap someone's family if you were trying to get them to do something.
It's like we'll give you like a portion of like Ireland if you suck this thing. They will do it.
I would do it. I want a portion of Ireland.
Call
You
it
can
New
get that.
Ireland.
Can you not get Ireland like just like a piece of land? Like
Oh,
you
but,
can
like, you
buy.
don't
That's
Oh,
Scotland.
no,
You can do
yeah.
that with Scotland.
Yeah.
My dad's
Scotland.
like, when I told my dad about that, because I said I was gonna buy it for him for Father's Day, he's like, could you not like theoretically buy like 30 of these like right next to each other and then build a house? Because it'd be a lot cheaper than actually buying like a plot of land in Scotland.
I mean, it's like, do you actually buy? I'm like, I don't even know how it works. Like,
I don't think you really you probably just put your name on it, but you probably don't have any.
It's like
building
kind of
rights.
like when you
it's like
buy
when
a
you buy
star.
a star.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
imagine like everyone who's buying stars right now is just getting like a head start on the real estate.
Which is
Yo.
weird because doesn't the UN have like a thing where it's like nobody can own anything in space?
Yeah, it's supposed to be
For
like
now.
Yeah, but like at
national
least with stars it
territory.
makes sense because you could never like go to a store and be like, oh, this
Right.
is my star. But like you can go to Scotland. Like, can you go to the place where you bought the plot of land? Like, what happens if you just show up and be like, I'm building a tiny house here?
On this like 1 foot of land.
A one
Yeah.
by one. Yeah, this 1 by 1.
I'm gonna build an outhouse. Like, who's gonna stop me? It's my land. I paid for it. Then what?
And the Scottish police come to you and blow the whistle at you.
Scotland Yard.
Yeah, but like, why?
Scotland
It's my
Yard is
land.
British, bro.
What the fuck's it called, Scotland Yard then?
Because everything British is Scottish. It's a royal family.
No, the
Maybe they
royal
should make
family is
them
German.
thing. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
just
yeah.
all full of
They're-
whiteness. Yeah.
What is this?
And they're also Nazis.
True. Actually true.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the queen is dead.
The queen?
I was about to say
She's
She's
something
never gonna die.
horrendous.
She's not gonna die.
Is
Yeah,
it?
she drinks
is it
too
wrong
much
to say
cha-
I hope so.
That's what I was gonna
think
say.
she's gonna die. I think she's gonna die in our kids' lifetime because this bitch is like kicking it.
No, she's gonna die when she stops drinking the souls of like babies or something. Okay, she's doing some crazy shit to stay alive. There ain't no way.
Give us Betty White back. Take her.
And she doesn't look that bad. Like she did, like you know, like
She doesn't look
She still
99.
no, she looks like she's in her like 80s.
I don't
Poorly
know how
aged
old she is
70s
actually.
Or like 80s,
Maybe
you
she-
know,
I don't
like she
know if
doesn't
she-
look that bad.
I don't think she's actually that close in. I don't know. Maybe she is close in age to Betty White. I have
feel like
no
90.
idea.
She is like 99.
Oh, is she? Okay, I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
I disagree. There are some moral acts, no amount of money I would do. I don't believe you. I think I think everyone has a price. I think the ultimate form of Elon Musk is Batman. The Batman goes around doing vigilante justice, breaking the law, beating the shit out of homeless and mentally ill, and then those people who have beaten the shit out of them
Fair
get treated in Wayne hospitals. You pay for the
Fair.
Batman injury experience. Damn, that's kind of true.
I'm Batman.
So
Can you-
you know what, Rams? I believe you.
Hell yeah.
Can you can you imagine getting like your shit fucked up by Batman and you like go to Wayne hospitals? That'd be
That would
what
be
a
that would
business model.
That's the racket.
I mean, isn't that what cigarettes company did? They made cigarettes, gave everyone lung cancer. Like, oh, if you want to quit, take our
Nicotine
Then
patches.
correct quickness.
yeah.
And then they made stuff to help people quit, just to addict more generations.
Yeah, literally. Now we have like fucking a
Oh,
whole
shit,
generation
yeah.
of nicotine addicted stupid teenagers. Why is my Oh, that's why.
Bro, when I see people still vaping in 2022, I laugh my ass off.
Unless you're like getting off cigarettes, you're a fucking moron. But
Jewel, yo.
the problem was with the fucking vape
Do
thing.
heroin, pussy.
Oh, okay. No, the problem with like
You're a real man.
with the vape things is like for a long time no one knew they had nicotine, like especially younger kids who were doing it, which obviously they shouldn't have been anyway. But like because you could market
Now, motherfuckers knew because
No,
they're like,
'cause
yo,
the
I got that fucking 30 salt nick, got
Yeah,
the head
the
brush,
boom
yo,
of
the
vape.
heady.
No, I'm not
Yeah,
talking about
boom.
like high school. I'm talking like early high school and like even like late elementary school kids. Like they did not know that
Oh,
this shit had nicotine.
No, they definitely knew.
No,
No,
I promise
no,
you, there's
here's
kids
the
that didn't.
Here's the thing, even if they didn't, like that whatever, because that wasn't the big boom. The big boom has been in the last like couple years, in which we have known that it is nicotine.
But you can also buy ones that say zero nicotine that still have nicotine. You know that, right? Because of like marketing
Yeah.
laws, you can technically like market it. So even if
we-
someone could like
but-
buy one that's like no nicotine and they're like, but it might still have like 0.25% or whatever it is.
Yeah, but regardless, they were gonna because like, the consensus has always been like, hey, don't do this because we really don't know what it is. But kids
Yeah,
are like,
but even
nah.
so, like if like someone thinks that they're
Yeah.
not doing one with nicotine and they're just having like a fun little thing, like because they might accept like the lung issues, but you don't want like a nicotine addiction. But now you're like all of a sudden like addicted to nicotine. You're like, how the fuck did that happen?
Hmm.
Which I think you're stupid either way because I think vaping is like the dumbest thing because it's like useless. But also,
It's so fucking normalized now.
yeah.
It's ridiculous.
But like for like people who like didn't want to use Nick ones and like thought they were buying zero Nick, like for a lot of them they got fucked up because they had no idea.
I
Normalize
thought
the
nicotine would make a
people who
comeback.
vape into smoking.
They really ran it back. Like they almost
Yeah.
eradicated it. Like
That shit was like disgusting.
I
And now
mean,
it's, like,
here in like other countries, it's still pretty big, like Japan
Yeah.
and shit.
oh yeah, yeah.
oh yeah, like Asian countries 100%, but like here we're like almost it was almost over for that shit.
That's the thing.
But
It was
then
like
they
we had
made
enough.
liquor,
We had enough
you
things
know.
that were like good like substitutes for smoking that I feel like we could have probably just like not gone to the vaping thing. But
Well, like you know, you market it. It looks cool. It's like
oh, it
doesn't
has the same
smell
feeling
bad,
too.
It tastes good. Like
So accessible. Like there's fucking a vape store in every
Well,
corner.
it also had like the appeal because like for a lot of people like the smoking thing was like part of like the sensation, and so like you couldn't get that from like a nicotine patch, right? Whereas like this had like the same like sensation as like smoking because like you had to hold it. Oh no, I fucked up.
Plus you get a heady, bro.
Oh
The
god.
Haiti, bro.
Oh my
Haiti.
god. So for a billion, you would commit the worst sexual acts imaginable to someone because no amount of money could make me.
A billion?
For a billion. Will's like,
Bro.
I'm ready.
Hey, what are we talking? Are we talking about like because
Like, as long as the
there's a
other
lot of
person,
things people
like-
would do for a billion.
As long as the other person involved is like cool with it.
If
I think that's like the point is like you're
walk
committing
out-
sexual acts.
it's
Like,
if I could walk
If-
out that room without any permanent damage, cool.
Right? Yeah.
like you know, I don't know how extreme this person's thinking. I'm just like, oh yeah, I would suck some dick for like I don't know some
See,
change.
I'll put it like this: would you step in the ring with like Mike Tyson for 10 minutes for $1 billion?
I don't
yeah,
think it could last
100%.
a
Yeah,
minute.
because Mike Tyson's nice. He wouldn't hurt you too bad.
That
He
is
might
true.
bite your ear off, and that's it.
Nah, but he was sorry about that.
I
Okay, you
know,
can't
I
hold
know,
that
I
against
know.
him.
This is a joke.
He's sorry.
I like
about
that he made the
okay.
weed gummies though with the ear bitten off. That was funny.
Yeah. I love his podcast.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, if we're talking like $1 billion, bro, as long as it's not like hurting nobody.
Like, you
Yeah.
gotta hurt someone for $1 billion.
I think that was,
no,
like-
you don't have to hurt someone for $1 billion.
Here's the thing. I will like. There's the
dude,
amount of
really
harm I will
one
commit
billion.
because like if someone asked me to like stab somebody and I would get $1 billion, I might do it.
Okay, here.
I mean, I guess it just
Scenario.
depends
Will
on
they
who-
die? Probably. If they don't die,
Like
scenario.
I could. I might stab somebody for $1 billion if it means like never having financial troubles again.
it's
I don't know.
How about-
I
how
can't
about
put
this?
myself in that situation because I don't have $1 billion in front of me and a person to stab. But
If a billionaire
depends
came
on
up
the
to you
person.
and was like,
Like-
"Hey, you don't have to work another day in your life. All you have to do is satisfy me for one day out of the month, and I'll pay you like to a couple mil a month," would you do it? And for that one day, you have to do whatever they want you to do.
Absolutely.
yeah, 100%, obviously.
oh
Why would you
dude.
go for a bill, man? A bill?
Also, it's
A
like
bill is so
dude,
much.
it's like bro, you have like 29, 30 days to hang out, you know?
Yeah.
And do whatever the fuck you want.
And
So in
do
this
whatever
case,
the
you get a
fuck you
bill
want.
to do one thing, and then you're good. Generational wealth. Your kids' are good.
Right?
You do it for 1 month and you're solid, right? Like, bro.
But in this case scenario where you just do one act of a sexual act for $1 billion, easy.
Easy.
Too much.
Anyone
They're
who
gonna
says
make a
no, I'm
statue
like
of me.
looking at you because I'm like, man, you're just stupid
Yo,
at that
man,
point.
we might even have a good time.
Mhm.
2 in
Motherfucker-
1.
So I was like, I'll make a day out of it.
Motherfuckers go to war for their country. I will take a dick for my legacy, for my
Oh my God,
for my
you know
for my family.
People go to the army for money, okay? And
Yeah.
like benefits. Like, people have a price. People will kill, people will kill other people for money. Like, so. Because they get paid to do that shit, right? Like, defend the country plus make some money.
Y'all went to the weirdest places with this. Would you eat your own shit for a week
Oh,
if it
God.
meant $1 billion?
I don't think you could.
For
I
just
don't
a
think it's
week, bro. For just a listen. Like after that, you're never gonna have to do that again, and you got $1 billion.
Like, listen,
If it wasn't,
30
if
sounds a
I
lot,
like,
but
if
not
I
a
can
lot for
ensure
a
that it
billionaire.
wouldn't kill me. Actually, I don't care about dying, so you know what? I would do it even if
I
it
feel
killed
like
me.
I just couldn't do it, as in like I just like couldn't stomach it. Like, I couldn't
Okay,
force myself to do it.
I mean, yeah, you're allowed to
'Cause,
throw
like-
it up though, right?
Like I would try.
I
but
would just
probably
like
fall.
eat only greens for like the week before and be like a fucking cow, and then at least it's like,
pineapple and like all that like decent shit, so it doesn't taste like.
yeah,
Don't eat like McDonald's.
yeah, you just
God damn it.
eat like fucking grass for a
No,
week,
Michelle.
and you're
No, Michelle.
Well, not grass. Grass will fuck you up. But
okay.
yeah.
Like
Stop it.
yeah, like I
Stop.
I'm not even
Hey.
doing anything. You're doing it.
No.
don't know.
I didn't even kill you. You killed yourself.
Yo, bad.
You hear about Netflix doing reality show of Squid Games?
They're what now?
Oh,
Yeah, so they're doing an actual game show of Squid Games where people can participate to win. I think it's 4.56 million
Didn't
or something
like
like that.
didn't Mr. Beast already do this? Wasn't this already a
Yes, yes.
thing? Mr. Beast literally already did this.
And he got a hell of views from that. So Netflix is doing it now. It's
Okay,
ridiculous.
whatever. I'm over reality shows. Netflix
That's
needs to
like-
chill out on the
Yeah.
reality
It's
shows. There's too
horrible.
many.
That's my thing. They're doing too many.
Everything
Like-
is a reality show now. I'm bored. I hate reality shows. They
I feel
suck.
like Netflix is so like
Lazy.
drained of ideas that they're
Yeah.
just like copying YouTubers now.
But it's like, they're invest in some A24. Invest in like there's so much shit they can do, but they just decide not to.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Bring back some good shows. Like they cancel. There's like tons of shows
If
that they canceled.
fucking
Yeah,
Arcane
people are waiting for
gets,
another season of Mindhunters.
if Arcane doesn't make its second season, I'm going to lose my mind. I will actually lose it. I will, in a video
I've been
game, burn
thinking
down
about
Netflix
like
headquarters.
canceling one of our services, like our streaming services, and Netflix is like probably the only one that I would willingly cancel at this point. Because Disney Plus has great shows coming out
Yeah.
now. With the whole like Star Wars stuff, with the Marvel stuff, and then just their like other like properties that they just bring in are great because they own like fucking every studio. Crave is good, which is the Canadian version of like HBO because like we get newer movies faster, like right after their theatrical release and shit. And then like Amazon Prime is just like because you have all the other features, so you keep it around. And with those three alone, you don't really need Netflix.
There.
I don't even
Mr.
know
Beast,
how
I'm
you
not
guys
into
have
the.
so many.
He is the
Like,
pinnacle of trying to use
for
the.
what?
Oops.
We have 4.
I don't know how you guys watch all that, consume all that media. Like I can't.
I know. I like literally am on YouTube and that's it. I don't even watch Twitch that often unless it's like the like two. I have like 2 people that I follow that I like watch on Twitch and that's it.
I stopped watching. A lot of my favorite YouTubers stopped kind of making content or whatever, so I've stopped watching YouTube.
I
a
just
lot.
don't watch YouTube.
Because all my
then.
politics stuff is on YouTube, but that's like pretty
Yeah.
much all I watch during the day.
I just listen to
Sometimes-
podcasts all day, every day.
Oh,
I don't need
yeah.
to watch anything. I used to be a very visual
Well, yeah, I
person,
like
but
use,
then
I only
now-
like listen to everything I watch. They're just in
Yeah.
video format.
So it's
but-
like I really hate watching shows.
That's the thing is like I'm kind of like bored of watching stuff. Like I love movies and stuff once in a while, but like I don't know, shows just haven't really done it for me in the last little while. There's like very few that
Yeah,
I'll
watch
like keep up with, like
Boys.
yeah, but I don't
The
know.
boys will change shit.
Yeah, my family wasn't a huge fan of the new season, so
Of what? Stranger Things?
the boys.
They don't like it?
My family was just okay. Like my parents like couldn't get through the first few episodes just because it felt like really graphic.
It is graphic.
Well, the
Yeah.
first episode particularly.
Yeah, I've heard. I know what happens, and I'm like, oh, I can understand why my parents might not
Yeah.
stomach that. I don't know, but like for me, like there's like a few shows. Like I like Stranger Things. What else? Is
Waiting
there?
on Umbrella
I can't-
Academy.
Umbrella Academy's coming back. Like there's a few shows that I'll keep up with because I like love those shows. But like I don't know. Other than that, I don't really start new stuff.
One episode today.
But yeah, I don't know. Oh, fuck me. Mr. Beast, I'm not into. He's the pinnacle of trying to use the system for every dollar he can, even though he doesn't need it. But doesn't he do like, at least a lot of stuff on the side that like he gives back quite a bit?
Yeah, Mr. Beast's whole thing is make video, get money, use that money to make a new video.
Yeah, I feel like his like stuff is pretty like I don't
I
know.
feel like you can't be mad at him for upping his life,
Yeah.
like for using some of the money for
As long
himself
as he's
too.
not doing anything like super unethical or
But he
terrible, I'm
does
okay with
most
it.
of the money he actually, according to him, and you can see by his like the content he makes, most of the money he makes goes back to making videos.
No, I'm just saying like you can't be mad at him for having a nicer
Oh yeah,
house,
no, for sure.
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
nice car.
From what
It's
I've
not like
seen,
he's like
he seems to be
Hassan
one of
espousing
the
like his
nicer
fucking like
YouTubers.
communist shit and then buying a $3 million house, but you know.
$3 million house ain't shit. It's nothing.
Yeah, when you're
Get
a fucking
you
socialist, it might be though.
Are you talking about Hassan?
Yeah,
Mm.
I hate Hassan. That's
Bro,
my personal
a $3
vendetta.
million
Okay.
house is just like a moderately nice house in like
Yeah,
With
but that's
Hassan.
where we are.
2-bath in the suburbs.
That's like where we are. Not like also prices are dropping, but like no, even our houses are like 1 point something, and that's like because we're in one of the most expensive.
Recently, huh?
Also, we're like in one of the most expensive cities in the world. To be fair.
That's
I
facts.
mean, the first
Michelle,
episode was something
your
else.
mic is all types of flick.
Yeah, we can't hear you at all if you're talking. I mean, the Arcane
Okay.
season 2 started production November 21. Yeah, but I thought like Netflix was saying they weren't going to renew a bunch of like their animated stuff. So.
Yeah. Did they ever say anything about
Like, because like
a lot of
Riot's going to
animation-
produce it either way, but like they'll just have to find another place to put it out if like Netflix decides to not renew.
Well, it depends on what their contract and rights are.
Yeah, exactly,
Like,
of
whoever
course.
owns the actual rights.
Well,
to
yeah.
the show.
I think Riot does. I don't think the rights went to Netflix at all.
Even if it did, they can kind of buy and sell it. Same thing, like it happened with Community, where Community went through like 3 different studios.
The Boys wasn't too bad, a little over the top, really unnecessary in a lot of areas. That's what like most of the people that I talked to was like, it wasn't a bad like series. It was just like a little bit over top at points.
The violence is a little gratuitous, but I think other than that, the show is very good.
Yeah.
All right. It's getting fucking late and I have class tomorrow, so I am going to wrap up stream here. I'm going to go buy a better camera tomorrow, so we're going to have better quality for my next stream, which will probably be Thursday-ish. Right?
Join us next time for some Rex in HD.
Oh shit,
And
yeah, I
HD.
forgot you're streaming. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, so hopefully better quality by next stream if I actually end up buying the camera. We'll see. If they have it in stock at the place at Best Buy, then I should be able to get it. Otherwise,
I
we'll
mean,
order
it was
one.
fine from Amazon.
Yeah, it'd be nice. I don't know if I'm like at class tomorrow because like the Best Buy is like right below my class, so I can
Yeah.
like go grab it. But if it's not in there, then I'll have to order one online. But hopefully by next stream I'll have a new camera, which would be great. Never said I was mad at him, but saying I'm struggling through pandemic and saying he needs to take millions in relief money, and him when he tried to make another Fine Bro situation. Oh wait, really? Oh, I missed that whole arc. I don't watch Mr. Beast. He just always seemed like a chill dude. Like he was doing like pretty good shit, but yikes. But
Fine Bro situation, as in like the trademark and shit. That's the only thing I don't know about the Fine Bros.
yeah, same.
Yeah, they had the trademarking thing, and then also the like pressuring their cast into
Oh,
doing
to having-
fake reactions.
Yeah.
certain opinions. And
I
stuff,
heard a lot
yeah.
of that stuff come out recently.
See,
Yikes.
the trademarking thing I was like iffy about, but this is really where I'm just like, yeah, that's fucked.
Yeah. The trademark thing was scummy, but this is like, ooh, this is fucked.
I mean, the thing is, I
thought
like,
about
it's super fucked because it's children as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now not only are you fucking with their perception, like their opinions and stuff, but also like, you know, you're making them something that they aren't, and people are gonna see that and think them like that, and it's just, you know.
Oh, you also tried the trademarking thing. Okay, well maybe that's something we'll cover on stream, or just I'll look up in my own time. But I'm ending stream for the night because it's almost 2 a.m. for me, and I have class tomorrow, and I still have work to do tonight. So good times. Well, or
Oh,
at least
shit.
I have to do it tomorrow morning. I was just gonna go to bed early and do it in the morning, but I'll still wake up early, so it's fine. We'll figure it out. Anyway, good night. Thanks for everyone for hanging out. Thank you for hanging out in chat. For everyone who contributed to the conversation, I appreciate y'all. I should be back Thursday night probably. Join the Discord if you want updates on when I'm going live and stuff. That's probably the best way to have a good night, Masters. Thank you for hanging out. The Discord is the best place to get updates, or follow me, or whatever you want to do, or don't come back. I don't, whatever you want. But yeah, I will be back hopefully Thursday night with a better camera. Bye. Bye.
Okay.